Chapter 345. In the following days, Lu Yiping and Tian Jiaojiao stayed in the heavenly palace and continued to cultivate. Sitting under the tree of creation, Lu Yiping cultivated the immortal sky with technique and the art of longevity at night. During the day, he comprehended the creation jade disc and occasionally studied the divine steel. The divine steel was not essential to Lu Yiping. However, the divine steel recorded some of the immemorial heavenly court's deeds and the primordial age's deeds. It was very important. In the blink of an eye, thousands of years passed. In these thousands of years, the heavenly palace used all their forces to search for the creation tree, Buzhou mountain stone, and jade disc. They really did find many of them. However, they could not find the eighth creation jade disc. After thousands of years, the building tree had been fused with the Buzhou mountain stone found by the heavenly palace. The building tree had grown to 210,000 meters, while the Buzhou mountain stone had grown to 13,000 meters. Did Chang Liang enter the upper world? Taurus Longjiao asked. The heavenly palace used all their forces to search for thousands of years, but there was still no news of Chang Liang. Maybe, Lu Yiping said. Another few hundred years passed. There was still no news of Chang Liang. In these few hundred years, the heavenly palace found fewer and fewer creation tree and Buzhou mountain stone. In the end, there were no more creation tree and Buzhou mountain stone for decades. Seeing that it was about time, Lu Yiping decided to enter the upper world with Taurus Longjiao. Tian Shou knew that Lu Yiping and Tian Jiaojiao wanted to enter the upper world, so he begged to follow Lu Yiping and Tian Jiaojiao. In fact, before Lu Yiping and Tian Jiaojiao, he already had the idea of entering the upper world. Once a person had cultivated to a certain level, they would no longer be able to live their lives in the lower realm. Hence, Lu Yiping, Taurus Longjiao, and Tian Shou went to the upper world together. The heavenly palace had already taken over the massacre god pavilion and Qianyuan sect, becoming the unshakable #1 sect in Heaven's Road. Even if Tian Shou followed Lu Yiping into the upper world, the heavenly palace was still the #1 sect in the lower world. As for Tang Bin, he stayed in the heavenly palace to cultivate. Su Teng took over the northern wilderness divine residence. Under the respectful escort of the heavenly palace's experts, Lu Yiping, Taurus Longjiao, and Tian Shou stepped into the air and disappeared at the end of the heavenly path. The three of them left the heavenly palace and continued to fly towards the deepest part of Heaven's Road. At the end of the heavenly road was the entrance to the upper realm. However, the deeper the path, the stronger the flames, lightning, and tornadoes became. Even an ordinary god monarch with 10 wills would have a hard time passing through. Lu Yiping and the other two directly passed through. Several days later. At the end of the heaven's path, Lu Yiping's group of 3 stood in front of a spatial entrance. This spatial entrance emitted a heart-palpitating power. Whimpering sounds constantly came from the spatial entrance. This was the sound caused by the spatial storm tearing through space. Lu Yiping's group of 3 paused for a moment before entering the spatial tunnel in a flicker. What entered his eyes was a chaotic airflow. The airflow was extremely violent, crazily attacking everything within the spatial passageway. If an ordinary god monarch with 10 wills entered the spatial passageway, they would probably be sent flying by the airflow. Although the airflow hit the 3 of them, they did not move an inch. The 3 of them did not circulate their god force to defend themselves as they flew through the air. Tian Shou's true form was a heaven-devouring divine beast. Although he could not compare to Taurus Longjiao, his physical body was still very strong. The 3 of them continued to fly through the spatial passageway. The spatial passageway was not big, only several dozen meters wide. Chaotic airflow filled the entire passageway. There were no other experts in the spatial passageway, nor was there any sunlight or night. They flew like this for several days. Their eyes lit up when they saw a bright light coming from the end of the spatial passageway. The 3 of them knew that was the end of the spatial passageway and increased their speed. When the 3 of them exited the spatial passageway, they felt their bodies lighten and the sunlight in front of them was somewhat blinding. Taurus Longjiao looked up and saw a blue sky that stretched as far as the eye could see. White clouds bloomed and a gentle breeze blew. Taurus Longjiao pulled a white cloud into his hand. He looked at the white cloud in his hand and said, "The clouds in the upper domain are spiritual. They are of a higher level than those in the lower domain." Now, they were in the sky above a sea. Lu Yiping looked at the calm sea below. The surface of the sea was extremely clear, reflecting the blue sky and white clouds in the sky. After a while, the three of them flew through the air. This sea was bigger than Lu Yiping and the other two had imagined. The three of them flew forward for several days and nights, but they still did not see land. While flying, they were attacked by some deep-sea sea beasts. Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao did not take any action and let the Tian Shou deal with them. These sea beasts were not weak. The stronger ones were god monarchs with 11 wills. 6 days later, the three of them finally saw the shore of land. On the shore, there were many fishermen who had stopped their boats to dry their nets. It was obvious that they had just returned from fishing. Lu Yiping and the other two came ashore, attracting the attention of many fishermen. Not far away, there were several children playing. One of the older children, about 7 or 8 years old, walked over and looked at Lu Yiping and the other two with curiosity. "Big brother, are you true gods?" the child asked. In the upper domain, only true gods who had condensed a godhead and above could fly. Lu Yiping smiled, "Little guy, what's your name?" The child looked up and said immaturely, "My name is Qin Tongtu. My grandfather said that I want to be a powerhouse with great abilities in the future, a transparent and real person. You can't be a weakling, and you can't be a hypocrite." Lu Yiping and the other two smiled at the child's words. Just as Lu Yiping was about to say something, a fisherman suddenly shouted in fear, "It's the pirates are here." The group of fishermen fled in a frenzy. In the distance, a huge ship was riding on the wind, and the hull of the ship was engraved with a giant green demon. Seeing the ship, the child Qin Tongtu was also frightened and ran for his life. While the child and the group of fishermen were fleeing in panic, countless wind blades suddenly flew out from the ship. Countless wind blades pierced through the air, cutting across the sea surface, attacking the group of fishermen and the child Qin Tongtu. Just as these wind blades were about to pierce through the group of fishermen and the child Qin Tongtu, they suddenly stopped and scattered without warning. The group of experts on the ship was surprised. Everyone looked around and their gazes finally fell on Lu Yiping and the other two. "Dare to interfere in our Green Devil Gang's business, you're courting death." On the ship's bow, a one-eyed old man smiled indifferent and punched out. "Sky Extreme Holy Light Fist." Waves rolled out from the old man's fist, setting off layers upon layers of waves. In the blink of an eye, it was aimed at Lu Yiping and the other two. The heavenly beast was surprised to see the one-eyed old man's fist force. The Sky Extreme Holy Light Fist was one of his heavenly palace's ultimate techniques. Ignoring the one-eyed old man's Sky Extreme Holy Light Fist, the heavenly beast extended his hand and pulled the one-eyed old man in front of him. The Green Devil Gang's group of pirates turned pale with fright. "Which sect are you from? Who taught you the Sky Extreme Holy Light Fist?" Heavenly Beast asked the one-eyed old man. Chapter 346. After some questioning, Lu Yiping learned that the one-eyed old man was once an abandoned disciple of the Heavenly Palace before he joined the Green Fiend Gang. He was expelled from the Heavenly Palace for committing a crime. Knowing that there was a Heavenly Palace in the upper realm, Tian Shou asked excitedly, "Who is the Heavenly Palace's ancestral master?" The one-eyed old man was surprised. These people didn't know who the Heavenly Palace's ancestral master was. Did they come from another continent? The Heavenly Palace's ancestral master is called Sang Song. Although the one-eyed old man was surprised, he still answered truthfully. Sang Song. As expected. Although Tian Shou had already guessed, he was still overjoyed and excited when he got confirmation. It seemed that after his master entered the upper realm, he had also established a heavenly palace in the past million years. Moreover, the heavenly palace's power was not weak. Lu Yiping extracted the old man's memory fragments. After looking through them, he learned their current location. The continent they were on was called the Blood Demon Continent. A continent in the upper realm was extremely large, equivalent to a lower realm star region. Within the continent, there were tens of thousands of regions. Each region was equivalent to a plane in the lower realm. The Heavenly Palace was one of the top sects in the Blood Demon Continent. However, the Heavenly Palace was extremely far away from here. After Lu Yiping had read the other party's memories, he killed the one-eyed old man and the pirates under his command with a single finger. Ancestral Master, shall we go to the Heavenly Palace now? Tian Shou asked Lu Yiping, unable to hide his excitement. Lu Yiping nodded. Now that they had just entered the upper realm, there was no place they needed to go. It would be good to stay in the Heavenly Palace for a while. Thus, Lu Yiping and the other two headed toward the Heavenly Palace. In the lower realm, there were countless star regions and the galaxy was boundless. In the upper realm, there were no star regions, but there were countless continents and a boundless sea. Some of the islands in the sea were even bigger than a plane in the lower realm. In the upper realm, there were countless geniuses and monsters. There were trillions of super sects and powerhouses as many as the stars. The upper realm was much crueler than the lower realm. Not to mention a sect with 1,000,000 years of history, even many sects with tens of millions of years of history could be destroyed overnight. Lu Yiping and the other two did not fly. Instead, they boarded the Black Dragon flying ship. Lu Yiping and the other two had to cross hundreds of domains to reach the Heavenly Palace. Therefore, Lu Yiping and the other two basically sat cross-legged in the ship's secret room to cultivate. Lu Yiping sat cross-legged under the tree of creation. Saint Chi rolled around him, and the aura of the great path filled the air. Before entering the upper realm, he had stayed in the celestial palace for thousands of years. He had comprehended the 7 good fortune jade discs and made great progress. He had already grasped most of the great Daos in the 7 good fortune jade discs. As for the longevity incantation, it had reached the 49th level. His immortal skywood art had also reached the 7th level. As Lu Yiping circulated the immortal skywood art, Lu Yiping and the tree of creation became one, breathing in and out the endless Xianhuang Qi in the void. Previously, the tree of creation's chaotic qi had no effect on Lu Yiping. But now, the tree of creation could produce Xianhuang Qi. The Xianhuang Qi was very helpful to Lu Yiping's cultivation. It was because of the Xianhuang Qi that his longevity incantation could reach the 49th level so quickly. The Xianhuang Qi also played a role in his immortal skywood art reaching the 7th level so quickly. However, just as Lu Yiping was circulating the immortal skywood art, the tree of creation suddenly shook violently. Lu Yiping was stunned and stopped cultivating. The tree of creation was shaking so violently. Obviously, there was a tree of creation nearby. Lu Yiping could not help but stop the Black Dragon flying ship and walk out. Following the direction the tree of creation sensed, Lu Yiping finally arrived in front of an incomparably large city. The cities in the upper realm were built to be very large. The city in front of them was as big as a continent in the lower realm. Battle Watchtower City. Above the city gates were 3 ancient characters. Putting away the flying ship, Lu Yiping led the two into Battle Watchtower City. Inside Do Kei City, it was bustling with activity. There were many ancient gods coming and going, and they even saw quite a few Heavens Will God Kings. However, most of them were low-level Heavens Will God Kings. God Kings with more than 7 Heavens Will God Kings were rare. Finally, Lu Yiping stopped in front of a merchant house. True Dragon Merchant House. The tree of creation was inside the True Dragon Merchant House. The True Dragon Merchant House was not only the largest merchant house on the Blood Devil continent, but also one of the largest merchant houses in the upper realm. The founder of the True Dragon Merchant House was a Dragon Clan expert. The True Dragon Merchant House's branch was built in a magnificent and imposing manner. Merchant houses were generally built in a dazzling manner, as if this was the only way to show off their wealth. Lu Yiping's group of 3 entered the True Dragon Merchant House. The merchant house's main hall's stone pillars were engraved with various images of divine dragons. Inside the hall, there were many people doing business. Because there were too many people doing business, no one came to receive Lu Yiping's group of 3. Lu Yiping went straight to the reception desk. Lu Yiping took out a spatial ring and said to the receptionist, "I'm looking for your president to buy something." He then opened the spatial ring's restrictions. Chaos Qi filled the hall in an instant. Everyone in the hall turned to look at Huang Xiaolong. The receptionist stared blankly at the mountain of chaos spirit stones inside the spatial ring. Then, he looked at the blue-robed young man in front of him and stammered, "May I know what Lord wants to buy?" Lu Yiping stretched out his palm, and light condensed into the shape of a tree of creation. The receptionist stared at the tree of creation and was stunned. "Lord wants to buy a tree of creation?" Lu Yiping was not surprised to hear that the receptionist recognized the tree of creation. He said, "That's right, your merchant house has a lot of tree of creation, right?" The receptionist hesitated for a moment, then nodded and said, "Lord, please wait a moment, I will report to the president." Soon, a middle-aged man clad in golden silk robes walked out from the inner hall, escorted by several merchant house experts. This middle-aged man was the True Dragon Merchant House's president, Long Tianxi. Long Tianxi's eyes widened in surprise when he saw Lu Yiping's group of 3 in the hall. "This one is the True Dragon Merchant House's Fighting Tower Chamber of Commerce branch president, Long Tianxi. I heard that young noble wants to buy a tree of creation." Long Tianxi approached Lu Yiping and cupped his fists. "That's right." Lu Yiping nodded. Long Tianxi said solemnly, "To be honest with young noble, we do have a lot of tree of creation here, but someone has already reserved them." "Reserved?" Lu Yiping frowned. "Who reserved them? Did they pay the deposit?" Long Tianxi shook his head. "No, the deposit has not been paid. It's the Blood Devil Church's sect leader Li Guang who wants them." The Blood Devil Church was the Blood Devil Continent's #1 sect. As the Blood Devil Church's sect leader, Li Guang's status was obvious. The Heavenly Beast spoke, "Since the deposit has not been paid, it's not a transaction." Right at this time, a cold voice sounded, "Who dares to snatch our Blood Devil Church's sect leader's things? Are you tired of living?" Chapter 347. As the voice rang out, a group of experts in blood-red battle robes walked into the Chamber of Commerce. Seeing this group of experts in blood-red battle robes, the faces of everyone in the hall changed, and they hurriedly moved aside. The leader was a young man. He was Blood Demon Church's Bishop Li Guang's beloved disciple, Zhu Ji. Li Guang had sent Zhu Ji to collect the builder tree block. Lu Yiping glanced at the group of experts from the Blood Demon Church and said to Long Tianxi, "Since the deposit has not been paid, your Chamber of Commerce has the right to sell it to anyone. Whoever wants to buy it will bid. The highest bidder will get it. What do you think, President Long?" Long Tianxi pondered for a while and was about to speak. Indifferent, Zhu Ji looked at Lu Yiping and said, "Brat, which sect are you from? Do you believe that I will crush the 3 of you into paste right now?" However, just as he said that, he was slapped away by Heavenly Beast. When Zhu Ji landed on the ground, his teeth were scattered all over the floor. Everyone was shocked, including the experts from the True Dragon Chamber of Commerce. Long Tianxi also looked at Heavenly Beast in shock. As Li Guang's beloved disciple, Zhu Ji was naturally not weak. He was an ancient god with 10 totems. However, he was slapped so hard by this blue-robed young man that he could not resist. Senior brother Zhu Ji. The experts from the Blood Demon Church were shocked. When they came to Zhu Ji's side and helped him up, they saw that Zhu Ji's face was swollen out of shape. Indifferent, Heavenly Beast said, "If you dare to disrespect your ancestor again, you will die." "Ancestor?" Long Tianci and the others looked at Lu Yiping. This blue-robed young man was this fierce man's ancestor. Zhu Ji glared at Heavenly Beast and said, "Good, very good." After that, he said to Long Tianci, "President Long, please consider carefully. Do you want to sell this builder tree block to the Blood Demon Church or to these people?" Long Tianci's face darkened, and he was unhappy. "It is not up to you to remind me who I want to sell the builder tree block to." As the president of the True Dragon Chamber of Commerce's branch, his status was not lower than that of the Blood Demon Church's hierarch. Now that Zhu Ji, a junior, had reminded him, he was naturally unhappy. Zhu Ji's expression fluctuated. Glaring hatefully at Lu Yiping's group of 3, he left with the Blood Demon Church's experts. This time, he did not bring many experts with him to the True Dragon Chamber of Commerce. Long Tianci turned around and cupped his fists towards Lu Yiping, saying with a smile, "Young master, how about we enter the inner hall to discuss this?" In other words, as long as the price was right, he would trade the building tree block with Lu Yiping. Thus, Long Tianci invited Lu Yiping and the others into the inner hall. After Lu Yiping's group of 3 left, the crowd in the main hall buzzed in discussion. They were all discussing the incident just now and guessing Lu Yiping's identity. After entering the inner hall, Lu Yiping, Long Tianci, and the others sat down. "How should I address you, young master?" Long Tianci asked Lu Yiping with a smile. "Lu Yiping." Lu Yiping did not conceal anything. Long Tianci pondered, "I believe Master Lu also knows about the building tree block's treasure. We won't hide it from Master Lu." Previously, the Blood Demon Church's hierarch offered 1,000 drops of purple gold chaos water per cubic meter. Purple gold chaos water was of a higher grade than star chaos water. 1 drop of purple gold chaos water was worth 100 drops of star chaos water. 1,000 drops of purple gold chaos water would be 100,000 drops of star chaos water. This price was 1,000 times higher than the price Lu Yiping offered in the lower realm. However, Lu Yiping did not mind. He said, "I'll give you 2,000 drops of purple gold chaos water per cubic meter." The purple gold gourd could produce 1 bucket of purple gold chaos water per day, more than 300 buckets a year. After several thousand years in the lower realm, he now had more than 1,000,000 buckets of purple gold chaos water on him. "You'll give us 2,000 drops of purple gold chaos water per cubic meter?" Long Tianci was secretly overjoyed. He smiled and asked, "Master Lu, is this true?" 2,000 drops of purple gold chaos water per cubic meter was twice the price offered by the Blood Demon Church. Although it was only 2 times, if there were many building tree blocks, the difference would be shocking. The price Lu Yiping offered was enough to tempt Long Tianci. "That's right, 2,000 drops of purple gold chaos water," Lu Yiping said. He immediately took out a bucket of purple gold chaos water. In an instant, chaos aura filled the hall. The chaos aura of the purple gold chaos water was much purer than the star chaos water. Subsequently, Lu Yiping took out 9,999 buckets. A total of 10,000 buckets of purple gold chaos water were placed in front of Long Tianci and the rest. Looking at the 10,000 buckets of purple gold chaos water, even Long Tianci, the True Dragon Chamber of Commerce's branch president, was stunned. 10,000 buckets of purple gold chaos water, 300,000 drops per bucket, that was 3 billion drops. A while later, Long Tianci regained his senses. Looking at Lu Yiping, the expression in his eyes changed. He smiled and said, "Master Lu is so rich, this Long's horizons have been broadened today. Since that's the case, this Long won't be arrogant." Then, he ordered the building tree blocks to be sent over. In the end, the building tree blocks totaled more than 600,000 cubic meters. After transforming into purple gold chaos water, that was more than 1,200,000,000 drops. Lu Yiping paid 1,200,000,000 drops of purple gold chaos water for the building tree blocks of the True Dragon Chamber of Commerce. After the transaction was completed, Long Tianci smiled and said to Lu Yiping, "Is there anything else Master Lu needs?" Lu Yiping stretched out his palm. Light condensed on his palm, forming the shape of the Buzhou Mountain Stone. Master Lu is looking for the Buzhou Mountain Stone? Long Tianxi was surprised. Although the building tree and Buzhou Mountain were heaven-opening treasures, they had been destroyed long ago. These tree blocks and stones had lost their vitality long ago. No one in the divine world could cultivate them, and none of the divine fires could refine them. Why did this Lu Yiping only want these useless things? That's right. Lu Yiping said, if your Chamber of Commerce has the Buzhou Mountain Stone, it will also be 2,000 drops of purple gold chaos water per cubic meter. Also, no matter how many building tree blocks your Chamber of Commerce has, you can sell them to me at the same price as our previous transaction. Long Tianxi smiled brightly. All right, then I will contact the headquarters and other branches to see if they have the Buzhou Mountain Stone and building tree blocks. Lu Yiping nodded. After chatting with the other party for a while, he put away the purple gold chaos water and left with the Taurus Longjiao and the heavenly beast. Before leaving, Lu Yiping told the other party to look for him in the heavenly palace. Watching Lu Yiping's group leave, Long Tianxi was puzzled. Heavenly palace. Are they experts from the heavenly palace? One of the true Dragon Chamber of Commerce's experts guessed. Check their relationship with the heavenly palace. Long Tianxi said solemnly. After leaving the true Dragon Chamber of Commerce, Lu Yiping's group left Battle Watchtower City and continued their journey to the heavenly palace. A few hours later. At the Blood Demon Church headquarters, the Blood Demon Church's Pope Li Guang found Lu Yiping's real name, Lu Yiping. Heavenly Palace. Zhu Ji, who was standing at the side, said with hatred, Master, even if this person isn't an expert from the Heavenly Palace, he must have a deep relationship with the Heavenly Palace. We can't just let this matter rest. Li Guang's eyes were cold. Of course we can't just let this matter rest. In a few days, it will be the Heavenly Palace's 1 million year anniversary. There will be a big banquet for all parties. At that time, our Blood Demon Church will also send them a big gift. Chapter 348. As the Black Dragon flying ship flew towards Heavenly Palace, Lu Yiping sat cross-legged in the ship's secret room, letting the Jianshu absorb the true Dragon Chamber of Commerce's Jianshu tree. When the Jianshu absorbed the true Dragon Chamber of Commerce's Jianshu tree, it reached 220,000 meters. After breaking through to 220,000 meters, the Dao patterns on the tree became denser, and the amount of Xianhuang qi increased. The profound yellow qi poured down like a waterfall. Taurus Longjiao sat cross-legged under the Jianshu tree, operating his cultivation method and devouring the profound yellow qi. In the last few thousand years, Lu Yiping had cultivated the immortal sky-wood art to the 7th stage, while Taurus Longjiao's cultivation had also increased thanks to the profound yellow qi. While Lu Yiping, the Dragon Horn Golden Bull, and Tian Shou were making their way towards the Heavenly Palace, inside the Heavenly Palace's main gate, the Heavenly Palace sect Master Qin Yuan's brows furrowed when he heard someone report about what happened in Battle Imperial City. Master, this Lu Yiping impersonated our Heavenly Palace's expert and injured Zhu Ji. He even brazenly stole Lord Li Guang's Jianshu tree, causing the Blood Demon cult to vent their anger on us. We must capture him and make amends to the Blood Demon cult to prove Heavenly Palace's innocence. Qin Yuan's eldest disciple, Qinzhuofan, said. Senior brother is right. The second disciple Lin Yi also said angrily, now many sects and families are spreading the rumor that this Lu Yiping is the master of our Heavenly Palace. We must capture this Lu Yiping and take him to Sir Li Guang to explain clearly. Qin Yuan was about to speak when a Heavenly Palace expert rushed in and reported that the Blood Demon cult's Grand Elder, Chang Buyuan, was outside and wanted to see him. Qin Yuan got up and said to Qinzhuofan and Lin Yi, come with me to greet him. Heavenly Palace was one of the Blood Demon continent's top powers, but it had only been around for 1 million years. It was a far cry from the Blood Demon cult, the #1 sect on the Blood Demon continent. Hence, although the person who came was a Grand Elder of the Blood Demon Church, Qin Yuan did not dare to slight him. Qin Yuan and the rest quickly came out to welcome them. When they arrived outside the sect, they saw a silver-haired elder in a blood-red battle robe. It was the Blood Demon Church's Grand Elder, Chang Buyuan. Brother Chang has arrived. Apologies for not going out to welcome you. Qin Yuan cupped his fists and smiled when he saw Chang Buyuan. Quick, invite him in. Chang Buyuan looked at the smiling Qin Yuan. His expression turned cold as he snorted, Qin Yuan, I'm here on the orders of our sect leader. I have a few words for you. Qin Yuan's heart shook and he said with a smile, Brother Chang, please speak. Qin Yuan is all ears. Let that Lu Yiping go to our Blood Demon Church's headquarters and kneel down. Also, let him obediently hand over all the builder tree pieces to our church master. If his attitude is not bad, our church master might spare his life. Indifferent, Chang Buyuan continued, otherwise, not only will he and his servants die, but your heavenly palace will also be buried with him. Qin Yuan's expression changed and he hurriedly explained, Brother Chang, this is a misunderstanding. This Lu Yiping is not an expert of our heavenly palace. He is impersonating our heavenly palace's expert. Brother Chang, please explain everything to Lord Li Guang. I will be eternally grateful. Then, he added, however, Brother Chang, don't worry. I will give the order to seal off all regions of the Blood Demon continent and capture this Lu Yiping. We will bring him to Lord Li Guang for him to punish. Then, Qin Yuan ordered someone to deliver a jade box to Chang Buyuan. Chang Buyuan opened the jade box. When he saw what was inside, his expression softened. Then, Qin Yuan apologized again and invited Chang Buyuan to take a seat inside. Lu Yiping sat cross-legged in the flying ship, cultivating. After an unknown period of time, a heavenly beast knocked on the door of Lu Yiping's room, saying that they had arrived at Heaven City. Heaven City was the largest city in the sky domain, and it was also the city closest to the Heavenly Palace. Not far from Heaven City was the Heavenly Palace sect. Lu Yiping stopped cultivating and walked out of the secret room with Taurus Longjiao. Putting away the flying ship, the three of them arrived at Heaven City's gates. There was an endless stream of experts coming in and out of Heaven City. Experts from various forces were discussing the Heavenly Palace's million-year founding celebration tomorrow. I heard that even the Blood Demon cult sent many experts to participate in the Heavenly Palace's million-year founding celebration. Even Lord Li Guang's disciple Zhu Ji is here. The Heavenly Palace has yet to capture that Lu Yiping and his subordinates. The Blood Demon cult's Zhu Ji must be here to denounce them. We don't know where that Lu Yiping came from, but he pretended to be an expert of the Heavenly Palace. It's the Heavenly Palace's bad luck. I heard that the Blood Demon cult's Lord Li Guang gave the Heavenly Palace 3 more months. If they still can't capture that Lu Yiping and hand him over, they will question Qin Yuan. Lu Yiping, Taurus Longjiao, and Taurus Longjiao heard the discussions in the crowd. Only then did the three of them know that the Heavenly Palace's palace master, Qin Yuan, had given the order to capture them and hand them over to the Blood Demon cult. Capture us and hand us over to the Blood Demon cult. Taurus Longjiao snorted. Lu Yiping's expression was normal. He looked in the direction of the Heavenly Palace sect and said, let's go. The three of them continued on their way to the Heavenly Palace sect. Tomorrow was the Heavenly Palace's million-year founding celebration. At this time, in front of the Heavenly Palace sect, experts from all sides were rushing to the Heavenly Palace sect. It was lively and festive. Inside the Heavenly Palace's main hall, Zhu Ji and the Blood Demon cult's experts were sitting there carelessly. Zhu Ji looked at Qin Yuan and said with contempt, Qin Yuan, I'm sure you know what my master means. If your Heavenly Palace still can't capture Lu Yiping after 3 months, then don't blame our Blood Demon cult for being ruthless. Qin Yuan's expression was ugly. At this time, a Heavenly Palace's Grand Elder rushed in and stopped in front of Qin Yuan. He said with a smile, Palace Master, Heaven City's disciples just sent news that they found a person suspected to be Lu Yiping. What? Qin Yuan and the Heavenly Palace's experts were excited. In the past few days, they had been worrying about finding Lu Yiping, but there had been no news of Lu Yiping. Now that they heard that Lu Yiping was suspected to be in Heaven City, they were all excited. Even Zhu Ji and the Blood Demon cult's experts sat up straight. It's suspected to be Lu Yiping. Zhu Ji's eyes glimmered with a bloodthirsty light. That slap, he had been thinking about the true Dragon Chamber of Commerce's slap these days. Where are his subordinates? He sat up straight and asked the Heavenly Palace's Grand Elder. The three of them are together. The Heavenly Palace's Grand Elder hurriedly answered. Good. Zhu Ji stood up, his expression ferocious. Bring us there now. Last time, there were no God King Tianming experts by his side, but this time, there were many Blood Demon cult's God King Tianming Grand Elders present. Immediately, Qin Yuan, Zhu Ji, and the rest left the main hall, leading a group of experts in the direction of Heaven City. The experts who came to participate in the celebration also followed behind. With Qin Yuan, Zhu Ji, and the rest's speed, they arrived at Heaven City in a short while. Zhu Ji saw Lu Yiping's group from afar. It's really them. Seeing Lu Yiping's group from afar, Zhu Ji laughed excitedly. Chapter 349. Chang Buyuan, who was at Zhu Ji's side, asked, Zhu Ji, how do you want to deal with this Lu Yiping? Zhu Ji turned to Chang Buyuan and the Blood Demon Sect's experts. Uncles, do you have any good suggestions? Blood Demon Sect's Grand Elder Jin Yunqing smiled. My suggestion is to chop off his subordinates' hands first, then slap Lu Yiping in his subordinates' faces until they turn into meat paste. Smashing them into meat paste sounds good, but that's too light. Chang Buyuan smiled. Let them taste our Blood Demon Sect's Blood Demon Soul Refining Hand and Death God's Finger. He listed more than a dozen methods in a row. These were the Blood Demon Sect's punishment methods for their enemies. Soon, Zhu Ji and the others arrived in front of Lu Yiping's group of three while chatting happily. Lu Yiping also saw Zhu Ji, Qin Yuan, and the others. Zhu Ji stopped in front of Lu Yiping and snickered, surnamed Lu, we meet again. His gaze then landed on the Heavenly Beast. I've been thinking about you all these days. The Heavenly Beast glanced at Zhu Ji. What's the matter? What's the matter? Zhu Ji's laughter was laced with hatred. What do you think? Heavenly Palace's Palace Lord Qin Yuan interjected. Brother Zhu Ji, this Lu Yiping's group impersonated our Heavenly Palace's experts and acted recklessly. Why don't we capture them and hand them over to the Blood Demon Sect? Zhu Ji smiled. Then I'll have to trouble Palace Lord Qin Yuan. The Heavenly Beast watched Qin Yuan flatter Zhu Ji and snorted, groveling and currying favor, acting like a slave. Do you think you have the right to be Heavenly Palace's Palace Lord? Qin Yuan's face sank, his eyes blazing with anger. The experts who came with them were dumbfounded. Who do you think you are? My master doesn't deserve to be told what to do. Qin Yuan's eldest disciple, Qinzhuofan, pointed his sword at the Heavenly Beast. Qinzhuofan was Qin Yuan's disciple, but his cultivation wasn't weak. He was the strongest disciple in the Heavenly Palace, a godly king with two wills. With a thrust of his sword, God King Tianming's strength was vast. Seeing the other party's sword piercing toward him, the Heavenly Beast flicked his finger. Qinzhuofan felt the sword in his hand being struck by a terrifying force. It flew out of his hand and smashed through countless buildings in its path. All the experts present were stunned. Even Qin Yuan was surprised. Even though this disciple of his was only a three-wills god monarch, his heaven's will was extraordinary. He was at the 12th level and his battle prowess was comparable to many three-wills god monarchs. But now, he could not even block a single finger from a Heavenly Beast. The Heavenly Beast flicked Qinzhuofan away and looked at Zhu Ji, Chang Buyuan, and the others with indifferent eyes. You said you wanted to cut off my hand and slap me and your ancestor's face? Zhu Ji looked away from Qinzhuofan and sneered, indeed. The Heavenly Beast may have defeated Qinzhuofan, but he didn't care. Chang Buyuan and Golden Cloud City's Blood Demon Sect's Grand Elders were all 7 Wills God Monarchs. As he spoke, the heavenly beast's left hand reached for him. Chang Buyuan snorted, "You're asking for death." His body glowed and his 7 heavens wills flew out. The power of the 7 heavens wills surged as he slapped at the heavenly beast. The heavenly beast's left hand didn't change and his right hand waved like a fly. Blood Demon Sect's Grand Elder Chang Buyuan was sent flying and his 7 heavens wills exploded. Chang Buyuan also exploded in the air, turning into a bloody mist. Blood rained down. Under the sunlight, it sparkled. Everyone was stunned. Even Qin Yuan and the Blood Demon Sect's experts were shocked. Zhu Ji, who was brought before the heavenly beast, saw Blood Demon Sect's Grand Elder Chang Buyuan explode and his face changed. The heavenly beast glared at Zhu Ji with cold killing intent. "I already told you at True Dragon Chamber of Commerce that if you dare disrespect your ancestor again, you will die." With that, he clenched his fist and Zhu Ji exploded into a bloody mist. Blood Demon Sect's Jin Yunqing's experts were stunned when they saw Zhu Ji explode. The various experts were also stunned by this sudden scene. "Kill!" Jin Yunqing came to his senses and roared, activating his 7 heavens wills. The other experts of the Blood Demon Sect also activated their heavens wills. Dozens of Blood Demon Sect's experts charged at the heavenly beast. Looking at the dozens of Blood Demon Sect's experts charging at him, the heavenly beast's expression was cold as he punched out. Instantly, his fist shot out a terrifying fist wave that contained a sacred light. Heaven's Extreme Holy Light Fist. Seeing the heavenly beast's fist wave, Qin Yuan and the heavenly palace's experts were shocked. Even the Blood Demon Sect's experts were surprised. The Heaven's Extreme Holy Light Fist's fist wave collided with the Blood Demon Sect's experts. But almost instantly, the Heaven's Extreme Holy Light Fist's fist wave plowed through the combined power of the Blood Demon Sect's experts, drowning them in an unstoppable force. When the Heaven's Extreme Holy Light Fist's fist wave reached the edge of Heavenly City, the Blood Demon Sect's experts had already disappeared. In the sky, there were scattered fragments of Heaven's wills. In the distance, all the experts looked at the sky full of fragments in shock. Is this a God King with 9 or 10 Heaven's wills? One of the experts looked at the heavenly beast in shock. Killing dozens of God Kings with 7 Heaven's wills in a single punch, only a God King with 9 Heaven's wills and above could do so. The heavenly beast looked at Qin Yuan and the heavenly palace's experts. Qin Yuan and the heavenly palace's experts' hearts tightened. Who are you? Why do you know our heavenly palace's extreme holy light fist? Qin Yuan asked solemnly. The heavenly beast did not answer, his face indifferent. Make your move. Let me see how much you've learned as the heavenly palace's master. Qin Yuan's face sank as he stared at the heavenly beast. His body shone brightly as his heaven's wills flew out. They were God Kings with 12 heaven's wills, and each of them was at level 13. Extreme Holy Light Fist. Qin Yuan suddenly punched at the heavenly beast. The power of 12 heaven's wills merged with his fist, causing the surrounding cities to tremble. The heavenly beast looked at the incoming extreme holy light fist, but he did not use his heaven's wills. Instead, he punched out with the same extreme holy light fist. The 2 extreme holy light fists collided. With a loud explosion, the shockwaves from the fist swept out, blasting away the surrounding buildings and roads. Everyone retreated in shock. In the billowing dust, Qin Yuan retreated again and again, crashing through countless buildings. In the end, he slammed into a stone pillar, causing him to vomit blood. The heavenly palace's experts were shocked. Qin Yuan, who had 12 heaven's wills, was sent flying with a single punch. Moreover, this was under the condition that Lu Yiping's subordinate did not use his heaven's wills. A God King with 13 heaven's wills. An ancestor muttered. Even in the vast Blood Devil continent, there weren't many God Kings with 13 heaven's wills. Even Qin Yuan, who was the heavenly palace's palace lord, only had 12 heaven's wills. Chapter 350. Who are you? Qin Yuan vomited a mouthful of blood, looking at Heavenly Beast in shock. If this person was already so strong, then what about this blue-robed young man? He was the Heavenly Beast sect's ancestor. Was he an existence that surpassed the god King Tianming? Lu Yiping stepped forward, looking at Qin Yuan. We're here to look for Tsang Song. Is Tsang Song here? Tell him to come out and see me. You're looking for our ancestor. Qin Yuan was stunned, and so were the Heavenly Palace's experts. Why are you looking for our ancestor? Qin Yuan looked doubtfully at Lu Yiping. Lu Yiping was too lazy to ask more questions. A suction force pulled Qin Yuan in front of him, then he took out Qin Yuan's memory fragments and studied them. A short while later, Lu Yiping released Qin Yuan. Main Spirit Sea. From Qin Yuan's memory fragments, Huang Xiaolong knew that Tsang Song had been living in seclusion on an island in the Main Spirit Sea for many years. The Main Spirit Sea was one of the biggest sea regions in the divine world, several hundred times bigger than the Blood Devil continent. It was connected to almost 100 continents. The spiritual energy in the Main Spirit Sea was abundant, thus many experts lived in seclusion in the Main Spirit Sea. Qin Yuan felt his consciousness slip away, falling back to the ground, looking at Lu Yiping in fear. Tell the Blood Devil sect that if they want to find me, they can come to the Main Spirit Sea. Lu Yiping said indifferently, then turned to Taurus Longjiao and Heavenly Beast, let's go. Just as Lu Yiping, Taurus Longjiao, and Heavenly Beast were about to leave, the sound of whistling wind reached their ears. You came to my heavenly palace, killed my heavenly palace's honored guest, and injured my heavenly palace's palace lord. Are you going to leave just like that? A cold voice sounded. Qin Yuan and the others were overjoyed. It was the heavenly palace's ancestors. A sword light pierced through the sky from afar, aiming at Lu Yiping's group. This sword light contained shocking flames. Fire Law, over God Realm. Someone in the crowd exclaimed. Overgods were existences that surpassed the god King Tianming. On the Blood Fiend continent, sovereigns were the true overlords. Taurus Longjiao snorted coldly when he sensed the sword light behind him. He swung his golden staff backward and a pillar of golden light instantly destroyed the sword light. With a muffled scream, a person fell from the sky and crashed onto the main peak of the heavenly palace. It's Lord Wang Gua. Many experts recognized the great ancestor of the heavenly palace, and they were all shocked. Wang Gua was the strongest expert in the heavenly palace after Tsang Song. Lu Yiping and the other two left through the air. Wang Gua smashed into the main peak of the heavenly palace and stood up from the ruins of the main peak. Looking in the direction Lu Yiping and the other two had left, he touched the blood at the corner of his mouth and felt his heart palpitate. In his mind, he kept recalling the various powers contained in that strike. Lord Wang Gua. The heavenly palace's patriarchs rushed to Wang Gua's side in shock. Wang Gua waved his hand and said, I'm fine. However, after saying that, he coughed out a mouthful of blood. Everyone was shocked. Wang Gua was a sovereign of fire, and he had already cultivated 17 types of elemental laws of fire, but he still couldn't block that casual strike. Wang Gua took out a medicinal pill and swallowed it. Moments later, his complexion improved, and he said to the others, those three should have gone to the Sovereign Sea to find the Patriarch. I'm going to personally go to the Sovereign Sea and report to the Patriarch. Wait for my news in the Heavenly Palace. After saying this, he didn't wait for the others to respond. He turned into a streak of fiery light and disappeared into the horizon. The Sovereign Sea was vast and boundless. By the time Lu Yiping and the other two arrived at the Sovereign Sea, it was already dusk. Under the evening sun, the Sovereign Sea glowed with a faint glow, exuding a gentle beauty. The sea breeze blew past, but it didn't smell like salty seawater or fish. Instead, it was refreshing and refreshing. The environment of this sovereign sea isn't bad. Taurus Longjiao laughed. We might as well occupy an island here and cultivate for a few days. Some of the better islands in the sovereign sea have already been occupied by others. Lu Yiping said. Because the sovereign sea was rich in spiritual energy, many sect experts from the surrounding continents entered the sovereign sea to cultivate. Over the years, some of the better islands had already been occupied by some sect experts, who had built their palaces and residences there. Because many of the islands had sovereign-level experts, they were called the sovereign sea. Taurus Longjiao laughed. It doesn't matter if others occupy them. We'll set up a dove's nest. After all, these islands might have been occupied by others. In this world, strength was everything. It was so in the divine world, the lower realm, and even more so in the upper realm. The better islands in the sovereign sea were all occupied by strength. Lu Yiping and the other two soared through the air, entering the sovereign sea and flying southeast. The island Sangsong occupied was southeast of the sovereign sea. They didn't stop. Lu Yiping and the other two continued to fly forward. Occasionally, they would encounter attacks from sea beasts, and the three of them would be sent flying. The sovereign sea had existed for a long time. Before human experts occupied islands to cultivate, it was a breeding ground for sea beasts. Thus, there were many sea beasts in the sovereign sea. A few days later, an island shaped like a giant turtle appeared in Lu Yiping and the other two's line of sight. This island, called the Spirit Turtle Island, was the island where Sangsong lived in seclusion. However, this Spirit Turtle Island was occupied by Sangsong and another expert called Su Donghe. The two of them each had half of it. Sangsong's cave abode was south of the Spirit Turtle Island. The Spirit Turtle Island was not big, only 1,000 square kilometers. The three of them headed south of the Spirit Turtle Island. Soon, the three of them saw Sangsong's cave abode. The cave abode was not big, only a few thousand square meters. The materials used were not bad, and there was a big pine tree in front of the cave abode, making the entire cave abode look simple and quiet. At this moment, Sangsong and his disciple Shan Fei were sitting in the main hall of the cave abode. Shan Fei said angrily, "A few years ago, Su Donghe hooked up with Lord Futu. These few years, he's gone overboard. 3 years ago, he asked for 80% of the Spirit Turtle Divine Elixir. 2 years ago, he asked for 70% of the Spirit Turtle Island, and now he's asking for all of the Spirit Turtle Divine Elixir." He continued angrily, "I think next year, he might ask for all of the Spirit Turtle Island to be his. At that time, he'll kick us out of the Spirit Turtle Island." Sangsong did not speak. He was also angry, but more than that, he felt helpless. At this moment, Sangsong's pill apprentice came in and reported, "Lord Sect Master, there are 3 people outside. One of them calls himself Lu Yiping and says he wants to see you." "What did you say?" "Lu Yiping." Sangsong heard and stood up abruptly. He said in shock, "He's called Lu Yiping?" "Yes, this is his identity medallion." The pill apprentice was surprised to see Sangsong's shocked expression. He quickly presented an identity medallion to Sangsong. Sangsong took the medallion and saw the inscriptions on it. His body shook violently, and he was so excited that he almost rushed out of the main hall. His disciple Shan Fei and the pill apprentice were stunned, but they quickly followed him out. Soon, Sangsong came out of the cave abode and saw Lu Yiping, Taurus Longjiao, and Tian Shou standing in front of the cave abode's entrance. Chapter 351. Sangsong was surprised to see Heavenly Beast, but when he saw Lu Yiping, his entire body trembled with excitement. He walked up to Lu Yiping and knelt down, kowtowing respectfully. His voice was filled with excitement as he said, "Disciple Sangsong greets Master." Dan Fei, who had followed them out, looked at Lu Yiping in shock. This blue-robed young man was his master's master. Wasn't that his grandmaster? At that moment, Tsang Song bowed respectfully to Taurus Longjiao and said, "Little Song greets Lord Shaojin." Lu Yiping helped Tsang Song up. Taurus Longjiao looked at Tsang Song and grinned. "Little Song, long time no see. You're still as handsome as ever." Hearing Taurus Longjiao's familiar tone, Tsang Song felt a warm feeling in his heart. He smiled and said, "In terms of handsomeness, Little Song is far from Lord Shaojin." Taurus Longjiao laughed heartily. "I like hearing that." Heavenly Beast stepped forward and bowed respectfully to Tsang Song. "Little Tian greets Master." Tsang Song helped Heavenly Beast up and smiled. "And, you've grown much stronger than before." Then, he asked Dan Fei to greet Lu Yiping, Taurus Longjiao, and Heavenly Beast. After Dan Fei greeted the three of them, Tsang Song smiled at Lu Yiping and said, "This little brat is the only disciple I've accepted after ascending to the upper realm." Lu Yiping looked at Dan Fei and said, "Not bad." He could tell that Dan Fei's soul was special. Immediately after, Tsang Song happily invited Lu Yiping and the other two into the cave. After inviting Lu Yiping into the cave, Tsang Song was embarrassed and said to Lu Yiping, "Every inch of land in the Master God's Sea is worth its weight in gold. This cave is a little shabby, and I've embarrassed myself in front of Master and Lord Shaojin." Taurus Longjiao looked at Tsang Song and said, "Little Songzi, you've been progressing slowly. Don't tell me you've been spending all these years picking up girls." Tsang Song was taken aback. He scratched his head in front of Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao like a child who had done something wrong. He said, "In the hundreds of thousands of years after I ascended to the upper worlds, I was busy building the heavenly palace and developing its forces. I neglected my cultivation and failed to live up to the expectations of my master and Lord Shaojin." Suddenly, someone shouted from outside the cave, "The Heavenly Dipper Divine Palace has come to visit." When Tsang Song and Dan Fei heard this, they both frowned. The Heavenly Dipper God Manor was Su Dongha's abode. A few days ago, Su Dongha had suggested that the Spirit Turtle Divine Elixir produced annually by the Spirit Turtle Island would belong to his abode. He had asked them to consider it for a few days, and today was the deadline for a reply. Lu Yiping saw Tsang Song's expression and asked, "This Heavenly Dipper God Manor is Su Dongha's abode?" Tsang Song was taken aback, then nodded, "It is Su Dongha's abode." Dan Fei angrily told them about Su Dongha's excessive demands in the past few years. Only then did Lu Yiping and the others know that the Spirit Turtle Island had a core that produced several hundred drops of Spirit Turtle Divine Elixir every year. This was the Spirit Turtle Island's most precious treasure. In the past, Tsang Song and Su Dongha had agreed to each take half, but in the past few years, Su Dongha's demands had become more and more excessive after he climbed up to the overlord of the Prime Divine Sea, Floating Dragon. "Oh, now they want all the Spirit Turtle Divine Elixir." The Heavenly Beast frowned. Dan Fei nodded and said angrily, 3 years ago, they wanted 80% of the Spirit Turtle Divine Elixir, and now they want all of it. It's obvious that they want to drive us away and monopolize the Spirit Turtle Island. If we don't have the Spirit Turtle Divine Elixir, we might as well return to the Heavenly Palace on the Blood Devil continent to cultivate. Without the Spirit Turtle Divine Elixir, there was no need to stay on the Spirit Turtle Island. "Let them in," Lu Yiping said. Tsang Song respectfully acknowledged and immediately opened the abode's grand formation to let the people from the Heavenly Dipper Divine Manor in. The group that came was led by Su Dongha's eldest disciple, Mu Shaojiang. Mu Shaojiang brought the Heavenly Dipper Divine Manor's experts into the hall and smiled at Tsang Song. "Senior Tsang Song, today is the last day of my master's proposal, what do you think?" Before Tsang Song could speak, Taurus Longjiao said, "In the future, all the Spirit Turtle Divine Elixir will belong to the Tsang Song abode." Mu Shaojiang and the Heavenly Dipper Divine Manor's experts were stunned. "Who are you?" Mu Xiaojiang's face darkened as he looked at Taurus Longjiao. "What did you mean just now?" Taurus Longjiao suddenly slapped Mu Xiaojiang to the ground and said, "Not only the Spirit Turtle Divine Elixir, everything in the Spirit Turtle Island will belong to the Tsang Song abode." Go back and tell your master to scram tomorrow. If he doesn't scram, then I'll make him scram. Mu Xiaojiang felt as if his entire body was flattened by Taurus Longjiao's sudden slap. He was shocked and angry. He was a 13-mandate divine king, the strongest person below the sovereign god of the surrounding hundreds of islands. But now, he was slapped to the ground by this golden retriever and couldn't even move. The dozen or so Heavenly Dipper divine manner experts who came with Mu Xiaojiang were also shocked. However, these Heavenly Dipper divine manner experts were all mandate divine kings and didn't dare to attack. Taurus Longjiao kicked Mu Xiaojiang out of the Tsang Song abode and rolled all the way to the shore of the Spirit Turtle Island. Sand billowed and seawater splashed. The other Heavenly Dipper divine manner experts fled in panic. Mu Xiaojiang's face was full of resentment, but he didn't dare to say anything and fled back to the Heavenly Dipper divine manor. Inside the Heavenly Dipper divine manor, Su Donghe was accompanying Wu Hua from the Pagoda Dragon Manor with a smile on his face. Lord Wu Hua has descended upon our Spirit Turtle Island, bringing light to our Spirit Turtle Island. Su Donghe smiled and presented a jade bottle to Wu Hua. This is our Spirit Turtle Divine Elixir, I hope Lord Wu Hua will kindly accept it. Wu Hua opened the jade bottle and looked at the several thousand drops of Spirit Turtle Divine Elixir inside. He smiled and said, "That Sang Song, do you want me to make him move out of the Spirit Turtle Island?" Su Donghe smiled, "I already told Sang Song that the Spirit Turtle Island's Spirit Turtle Divine Elixir will belong to my Heavenly Dipper Divine Manor in the future. If he knows what's good for him, he will obediently leave the Spirit Turtle Island. On account of our past relationship, I won't make things difficult for him." His eyes narrowed as he said this. However, if he doesn't know what's good for him, then don't blame me for not taking into account our past relationship. Just as he said this, he saw Mu Xiaojiang and the Heavenly Dipper Divine Manor experts fleeing back in a sorry state. Su Donghe and Wu Hua were surprised. What happened? Su Donghe looked at Mu Xiaojiang's face, which was completely black from friction, and asked with a dark expression. Mu Xiaojiang explained the matter and repeated Taurus Longjiao's original words. "Tell me to scram. The Spirit Turtle Island belongs to the Tsang Song Manor." Su Donghe laughed in anger. Wu Hua rubbed the jade bottle containing the Spirit Turtle Divine Elixir. "Some people are tired of living." He then said to Su Donghe, "I'll go with you to the Tsang Song Manor." Su Donghe stood up and bowed to thank Wu Hua. He then led the group of Heavenly Dipper Divine Manor experts to the Tsang Song Manor. Soon, the group arrived at the Tsang Song Manor. Su Donghe was about to speak when Wu Hua cut him off. "No need to go through so much trouble." A giant hammer appeared in his hand and he swung it at the Tsang Song Manor. Chapter 352. When Wu Hua swung his hammer down, a fiery light burst out, and fiery strands of fire law wrapped around the hammer. These fire laws contained a total of 41 types of laws. Between heaven and earth, there were 13 types of origin laws: water, wood, wind, fire, earth, metal, lightning, poison, darkness, light, time, space, and fate. Each type of origin law contained 99 types of energy. Every time one comprehended an additional type of energy, the power of one's origin law attack would greatly increase. Now that Wu Hua had comprehended 41 types of fire law, the power of his hammer could be imagined. If Wu Hua's hammer landed on Sang Song's cultivation dwelling, it would definitely be reduced to dust. Although Sang Song was the Heavenly Palace's ancestral master, he had only comprehended 35 types of water law. The array formation he set up would definitely not be able to withstand Wu Hua's hammer. Just as Wu Hua's hammer was about to hit Sang Song's cultivation dwelling, a giant golden palm appeared out of nowhere and grabbed the hammer. The moment this giant golden palm grabbed Wu Hua's hammer, the 41 types of fire law energy contained in the hammer exploded and disappeared without a trace. Wu Hua, Su Donghe, and the several hundred Heavenly Dipper Divine Manners experts were stunned. Then, everyone looked at the giant golden palm that appeared out of nowhere. Wu Hua looked at Sang Song's cultivation dwelling in shock. Sang Song's strength was much lower than his, and this giant golden palm was clearly not Sang Song's method. At this time, the giant golden palm emitted a bright light, and the hammer in Wu Hua's hand was knocked out of his hand. Wu Hua's palm exploded from the impact. But this was not the end. The giant golden palm grabbed Wu Hua's neck and pulled him down from the sky, smashing him to the ground. With a loud bang, the giant golden palm dragged Wu Hua into Sang Song's cultivation dwelling. Su Donghe and the others were dumbfounded as they watched Wu Hua being dragged into Sang Song's cultivation dwelling like a dog. Sang Song's cultivation dwelling emitted a bright light as the Grand Array formation opened. Su Donghe looked at Sang Song's cultivation dwelling and hesitated for a moment before carefully entering with the Heavenly Dipper Divine Manners experts. When they arrived at the main hall, they saw Wu Hua, who had just been dragged into the cave like a dog, being held by the neck by a burly golden retriever. Wu Hua's face was as red as violet as he stood there, completely unable to move. He was like a little fish whose strength had been completely suppressed. His mouth was wide open as he tried to breathe, but found it hard to do so. Wu Hua's eyes were filled with rage and killing intent. Su Donghe and the others were greatly shocked. Taurus Longjiao looked at the group of experts from Heavenly Dipper Divine Manor before his gaze landed on Su Donghe. It seems that you're not convinced that I told you to scram from Spirit Turtle Island? Su Donghe stuttered, how should I address you, sir? Lord Wu Hua is a general under Lord Long Futu. Dragon Stupa. Taurus Longjiao laughed. And then? Su Donghe choked. All of a sudden, Taurus Longjiao tightened his grip. Wu Hua's eyes were filled with fear as he tried to struggle, but it was to no avail as he was crushed into pieces. Looking at Wu Hua who was crushed to death, not only Su Donghe, but even Sang Song and Shan Fei were shocked. They did not expect Taurus Longjiao to kill Wu Hua so easily. Dragon Stupa was a master god who had comprehended 70 types of wind element laws. He was also the strongest expert in the surrounding several hundred islands. Among these several hundred islands, no one dared to challenge Dragon Stupa's prestige and status, much less kill a general under him. After killing Wu Hua, Taurus Longjiao looked at Su Donghao and the group of Heavenly Dipper Divine Manor experts. Su Donghe and the group of Heavenly Dipper Divine Manor experts paled, retreating in fear. However, just as they were about to retreat, the giant golden palm appeared once again. Su Donghe roared, you killed Lord Wu Hua, you won't be able to escape the Master God Sea. But his voice stopped abruptly. With a loud bang, Su Donghe and the group of Heavenly Dipper Divine Manor experts were slammed to the ground by the giant golden palm. None of them managed to escape. Su Donghe and the rest did not even have the chance to attack. Shan Fei found it hard to calm down. Su Donghe and his master Sang Song were equally matched in strength, and among the several dozen experts under Su Donghe's command, more than a dozen of them were Master God level experts. Yet, they were still killed by this Lord Shaojin with a single palm. Sang Song smiled wryly in his heart. They had not seen each other for nearly 2 million years, but Lord Shaojin had not changed at all. He was still as decisive as before. However, thinking about Dragon Stupa and the group of experts on Stupa Island, Sang Song felt a little anxious. Sang Song and Lu Yiping's disciples were the same. They only knew that Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao were very powerful, but they did not know what realm they had reached. What is this Dragon Stupa's strength? Lu Yiping asked. Sang Song straightened his face and said respectfully, Master, this Dragon Stupa is a wind over god. He has already comprehended 70 types of wind element energy. I heard that he is currently comprehending the 71st type of wind element energy. Moreover, some people say that Dragon Stupa is from the Jade Water Palace. Jade Water Palace? Lu Yiping asked. Sang Song nodded with a solemn expression. The Overgod Sea is divided into 4 seas. The Jade Water Palace is one of the 3 superpowers of the Southern Sea. The palace master of the Jade Water Palace is a lightning over god. He has comprehended 99 types of lightning element energy. 99 types of lightning element energy. The heavenly beast was shocked. This was already the peak of a master god. Sang Song continued, the Jade Water Palace Master is one of the 3 superpowers of the Southern Sea. He has also obtained the inheritance of a god emperor from the Thunder Division of the ancient heavenly court. Oh, the inheritance of a god emperor from the Thunder Division of the ancient heavenly court. Taurus Longjiao was surprised. Even in the ancient heavenly court, god-ranking experts were overlords. Lu Yiping asked, who is in charge of the divine world now? Sang Song shook his head. Several million years ago, the barbarian dragon overlord fell and the divine world fell into chaos. The barbarian dragon overlord's subordinates split up and declared themselves kings. Taurus Longjiao asked, so, there is no overlord of the divine world now? Sang Song nodded. Yes. Lu Yiping asked a few more questions about the divine world before getting up and heading to Su Donghe's Heavenly Dipper Manor with Taurus Longjiao and Sang Song. There were only a few ordinary overgod guards left in the Heavenly Dipper Manor. Taurus Longjiao cleaned them up and had Sang Song move everything out of the Heavenly Dipper Manor. At the same time, Lu Yiping and the rest made some simple changes to the Spirit Turtle Island. Lu Yiping tore down the Heavenly Dipper Manor and expanded Sang Song's dwelling several times. At the same time, he set up a myriad soul-gathering divine formation. The moment the myriad soul-gathering divine formation was formed, streams of spiritual energy poured into the Spirit Turtle Island like a waterfall from the depths of the void. Dan Fei couldn't be sure as he looked at the streams of spiritual energy in the depths of the void. Is this primeval spiritual energy? Sovereign realm experts used their cultivation techniques to devour primeval spiritual energy. This primeval spiritual energy was hidden in the depths of the divine world and only sovereign realm experts could devour it. While Lu Yiping and the Dragon Horn Golden Ox were modifying Spirit Turtle Island, Dragon Stupa was cultivating in a secret room. Gusts of purple wind gathered around him, constantly evolving. Sometimes, they would condense into various divine beasts, and sometimes, they would condense into gods of the wind element. Each of these wind elemental gods was 100 times stronger than Wuhua. Chapter 353. After a long time, Long Futu stopped cultivating and walked out of the secret chamber. When he walked out, he saw Wei Quan waiting respectfully outside. What is it? Normally, Wei Quan wouldn't come to the secret chamber unless there was something important. My lord, Wu Hua has gone missing. Wei Quan said. Missing? Long Futu looked at Wei Quan in surprise. I wanted to send him to White Tiger Island, but I couldn't contact him. Wei Quan said. Where did he go before he went missing? Long Futu asked. Spirit Turtle Island. Wei Quan said. Long Futu stopped in his tracks. Spirit Turtle Island? Wei Quan nodded. I sent Zhou Jun and Sun Gang over, but just now, I lost contact with Zhou Jun and Sun Gang. Long Futu's expression changed. Both Zhou Jun and Sun Gang were wood sovereigns who had cultivated 52 types of energy. Even the two of them had lost contact. Spirit Turtle Island. Long Futu's eyes flickered. What do you think about this? Wei Quan said solemnly, Wu Hua probably went to Spirit Turtle Island to see Heavenly Dipper Manor's Su Donghe. His disappearance should be related to Su Donghe. I remember that apart from Su Donghe, Spirit Turtle Island also has someone called Sang Song. Long Futu suddenly said. Sang Song. Wei Quan was stunned. My lord, are you saying that Wu Hua's disappearance might be related to this Sang Song? However, I understand this Sang Song's strength. He is only a water sovereign who has comprehended 35 types of water energy. Among the 13 types of sovereigns, water sovereigns were the weakest in terms of attack power. Moreover, Sang Song had only comprehended 35 types of water energy. Check if there are any abnormalities in Spirit Turtle Island recently. Long Futu said thoughtfully. Several days passed in this manner. Lu Yiping sat cross-legged in Sung Song's palace on Spirit Turtle Island, absorbing Jianchu's profound yellow energy. Recently, his immortal heavenly wood art had reached the peak of the 7th level, just half a step away from breaking through to the 8th level. Early in the morning, the sun shone brightly. Lu Yiping walked out of the palace and saw Taurus Longjiao sitting cross-legged on the shore of Spirit Turtle Island, fishing leisurely with a fishing rod in hand. Lu Yiping could not help but smile when he saw this. This guy is interested in fishing. Lu Yiping took a step forward and arrived beside Taurus Longjiao. Master. Taurus Longjiao grinned and said, the spirit turtle fish in the waters around Spirit Turtle Island are fat and big. It's almost the new year, so I'll catch a few. When the time comes, we'll have a barbecue fish feast. Lu Yiping was speechless. If you have so much free time, you might as well cultivate. Taurus Longjiao smiled and said, anyway, even if the sky falls, Master will hold it up. My half-assed cultivation base is more or less enough. Sung Song walked over from afar and said with a smile, Lord Shaojin is too humble. He came in front of the two and greeted them, saying, Master, it's almost the new year. It's rare that Master and Lord Shaojin are here, so I plan to buy some New Year goods. This year, our Spirit Turtle Island will be lively. Lu Yiping smiled and said, that's good too. During the thousands of years in the heavenly palace in the lower realm, he had been cultivating in seclusion and did not spend the new year with Tian Shou and the others. Where are you going to buy New Year goods? We'll go with you and take a look around the main God Ocean, Lu Yiping said. It'll be great if Master and Lord Shaojin go together. There's a market on Carefree Godly Island, one of the biggest markets in our main God Ocean. There's a lot of stuff there, Sung Song said. We plan to take a look at Carefree Godly Island. Then let's go to Carefree Godly Island, Lu Yiping said with a smile. A moment later, they left Spirit Turtle Island. However, as soon as they left Spirit Turtle Island, they ran into Wang Guo who had rushed over from the Blood Demon Continent's heavenly palace. Wang Guo had originally come to see Sung Song and report to him about Lu Yiping, but when he saw Sung Song and Lu Yiping together, and Sung Song calling Lu Yiping master, he couldn't help but be dumbfounded. After Wang Guo greeted Lu Yiping, Taurus Longjiao, and Tian Shou, Sung Song smiled and said, Wang Guo, you came at the right time. We're planning to go to Carefree Godly Island to buy New Year goods. Let's go together. Thus, the 6 of them headed towards Carefree Godly Island. Carefree Godly Island was not close to Spirit Turtle Island, so Lu Yiping increased the speed of the Black Dragon flying ship. The 6 of them did not stop, and several days later, they arrived at Carefree Godly Island. Carefree Divine Island was one of the largest islands in the main Divine Ocean. It was half the size of the Blood Demon Continent, and one couldn't see the end of it. Looking from afar, one could see all kinds of spaceships shuttling back and forth in the waters around Carefree Divine Island. These flying ships came from various forces in the main God Ocean. Some of the flying ships even came from the continents around the main God Ocean. Carefree Godly Island had the biggest trading market in the main God Ocean. Therefore, sects and families from the continents around the main God Ocean would come to Carefree Godly Island to purchase materials. The Black Dragon flying ship flew into Carefree Godly Island's airspace, attracting many people's attention. Find out which family that flying ship belongs to. In the distance, a young man standing at the bow of a Golden Crow flying ship looked at the Black Dragon flying ship and asked his subordinate. His subordinate acknowledged respectfully. One day later, Lu Yiping's group of 6 arrived at Carefree Godly Island's main city, Carefree City. The trading market was inside Carefree City. Lu Yiping put away the Black Dragon flying ship. However, just as the 6 of them were about to enter Carefree City, they saw a large group of experts walking out of the city. They were from the Blood Demon Church, and they had probably come to Carefree City to purchase items. They had just finished shopping and were about to leave Carefree City. "It's Li Yu." Wang Guo's expression changed when he saw the group from the Blood Demon Church. Li Yu was the Blood Demon Church's founder, and also the sect master of the Blood Demon Church, Li Guang's Grand Master. He was also the #1 expert on the Blood Demon continent. Following behind Li Yu, Li Guang was surprised to see Wang Guo, Zhang Song, and the others. When he saw Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao standing beside Sang Hua, his eyes turned cold. "Heavenly Palace." He said to Li Yu, "Grand Master, that blue-robed young man should be Lu Yiping." Li Yu looked at Lu Yiping and led the group of Blood Demon Church's experts towards Lu Yiping, Zhang Song, and the others. When they arrived in front of Lu Yiping's group, Li Yu looked at Lu Yiping, then at Zhang Song and Wang Guo. Indifferent smiles appeared on his face as he said to Lu Yiping, "You're Lu Yiping. You're the one who killed more than a dozen of our Blood Demon Church's grand elders and my grand disciples?" Before Lu Yiping could say anything, the heavenly beast spoke, "I was the one who killed them." Li Yu looked at the heavenly beast, "It's good that you dare to admit it." He then looked at Zhang Song, "Zhang Song, you've got guts. They killed more than a dozen of my Blood Demon Church's grand elders and my grand disciples. Not only did your heavenly palace not capture them, you're even chatting and laughing with them. It seems like your relationship with them is pretty good." Zhang Song looked at Li Yu and said, "This is my Grand Master." He was referring to Lu Yiping. Grand Master? Li Yu, Li Guang, and the rest of the Blood Demon Church's experts were stunned. Li Yu sneered, "So that's how it is. In that case, there's no need for your heavenly palace to exist anymore." He then turned to the Blood Demon Church's experts and said, "Kill the 6 of them, don't let a single one escape. We'll destroy the heavenly palace when we get back." Chapter 354. Blood Demon's Hand. Flame Demon's Blood Print. Over 20 overgods of the Blood Demon Church and several dozen god kings worked together, causing the world to shake violently. Destructive energy blasted towards Lu Yiping's group of 6. The experts in the surroundings all retreated in shock. It's the Blood Demon Church. The Blood Demon Church was the most powerful force on the Blood Demon continent. Even in the Overgod Sea, they were very famous. Just as the destructive power of the Blood Demon Church's experts was about to strike Lu Yiping and the others, Lu Yiping waved his sleeves casually and the space collapsed. The destructive power of the Blood Demon Church's experts exploded in mid-air like fireworks. Afterwards, the Blood Demon Church's experts were all sent flying as if they had suffered a heavy blow, smashing into the walls of Carefree City. There was a loud boom. The walls of Carefree City shook violently, on the verge of collapsing. Everyone was shocked when they saw this scene. The young man on the Golden Crow spaceship, who had asked his subordinates to investigate the Black Dragon spaceship, saw this scene from afar and was shocked. The 20-odd master gods of the Blood Demon Church were not ordinary master gods. The weakest among them had comprehended 15 types of power, while the strongest had comprehended 40 types of power. They were actually sent flying by this blue-robed young man. Most importantly, this blue-robed young man had only waved his hand gently. He had not used any law origin energy. Elder Yen, can you tell what law origin energy the blue-robed young man used when he attacked? The young man asked an old man beside him. Elder Yen shook his head with a solemn expression, "This young man is very strong. He's probably no weaker than Li Yu of the Blood Demon Church." No weaker than Li Yu? That can't be, right? Some of the experts on the Golden Crow flying ship did not believe it. Li Yu was the most powerful expert on the Blood Demon continent. Li Yu and Li Guang looked at the experts of the Blood Demon Church who had been sent flying. They were also shocked and surprised. Li Yu looked at Lu Yiping, and his gaze gradually changed. Li Yu stared at Lu Yiping, "Sir, you are not weak. I have underestimated you. Looks like you are a late overgod." Those who had comprehended more than 70 types of law origin energy were late over gods. Lu Yiping said indifferently, I am an ancient god. I can kill you too. Everyone was stunned by Lu Yiping's words. The Golden Crow youngsters also frowned. Ancient gods could kill master gods. This blue-robed young man is too preposterous. No matter how powerful an ancient god is, they can only kill a god king with 1 or 2 wills. I've never heard of an ancient god being able to kill a god king with 4 wills or more, let alone an overgod. A beautiful woman beside the young man shook her head. Hearing this, Li Yu laughed out loud. An ancient god can also kill me. Make your move. Lu Yiping's expression was indifferent. Li Yu's eyes turned cold. Light surged from his body as origin source laws shot into the air and wrapped around him. These origin source laws shone with a dazzling golden light. 72 types of metal elemental energy. The Golden Crow youngster was astonished. Fate, space, time, light, darkness, poison, lightning, metal, earth, fire, wind, wood, and water. Among the 13 origin laws, the laws of metal were ranked 8th. The offensive power of the law of gold far surpassed the laws of earth, fire, wind, wood, and water. The stronger the law, the harder it was to comprehend. Li Yu's comprehension of the 72 types of metal elemental energy shocked the surrounding experts. Li Yu activated the 72 types of metal elemental energy and suddenly sent a palm strike towards Lu Yiping. Great Golden Buddha Palm. When the palm struck out, a golden Buddha's palm broke through the air. Within the golden Buddha's palm, there was a faint shadow of a huge golden Buddha. The Buddha's light illuminated the entire Carefree Divine Island. All the experts in Carefree City were alarmed. Many experts rushed out from Carefree City. It's the Blood Demon Church's ancestral master, Li Yu. When they saw that the attacker was the Blood Demon Church's ancestral master, many experts were shocked. The Golden Crow youngster looked at the ordinary Great Golden Buddha palm and narrowed his eyes. This is the Great Golden Buddha palm from the ancient era? The ancient era's Golden Buddha temple was famous across the divine world. It's the Great Golden Buddha palm. Elder Yen nodded. The Great Golden Buddha palm is powered by Li Yu's 72 types of metal elemental energy. Its power is no weaker than the Great Golden Buddha palm used by the ancient era's experts. Let's see how this blue-robed young man deals with it. Everyone's attention was on Lu Yiping. Just as Li Yu's Great Golden Buddha palm was about to hit Lu Yiping, heaven and earth trembled violently. It was like the entire Carefree City's space was about to explode. What's going on? Someone exclaimed. As soon as his words fell, everyone saw an incomparably huge shadow breaking through the air. When this huge shadow rose, huge waves rolled out, and the ground shook. The entire Carefree City quaked. This is a totem. Elder Yen was dumbfounded as he looked at the incomparably huge shadow breaking through the air. Totem. It's a totem. The Golden Crow youngster and the surrounding experts were also dumbfounded. Disbelief was written all over their faces. Even in the divine world's upper worlds, this was the first time the god kings and overgods had seen such a huge totem. Even Li Yu and Li Guang were shocked. Is this really a totem? An ancestor in the crowd exclaimed. Is he really going to fight Li Yu with his ancient god strength? Amidst the commotion, another black shadow of the same size flew out. Then, before everyone's eyes, totem after totem flew out. 14 totems. When the 14 totems flew out, everyone was shocked. Just as everyone was shocked, the 15th totem flew out. 15 totems. The Golden Crow youngster exclaimed, could he be like Sui Tai and the others, able to condense more than 20 totems? In the divine world's upper worlds, there were some eternal monsters that could condense more than 20 totems. However, these eternal monsters were extremely rare. Every time an eternal monster with more than 20 totems appeared, it would shock many mainlands in the divine world. The Sui Tai mentioned by the Golden Crow had already condensed 24 totems when he was still an ancient god. Soon, 16 totems, 17 totems, 23 totems. When Lu Yiping's 23 totems flew out, everyone held their breaths. Sui Tai was the Sui family's eternal monster genius. Would this blue-robed young man be like Sui Tai, condensing 24 totems? While everyone was still holding their breaths, heaven and earth shook once again, and 24 totems flew out. Just when everyone thought it was over, heaven and earth shook again, and 25 totems flew out. 25 totems. Everyone was shocked. He wouldn't be like Wen Yufeng, condensing 26 totems, would he? An expert stuttered, uttering the name of a monstrous genius that resounded throughout the divine world. Wen Yufeng had condensed 26 totems, and each totem was shockingly large, hailed as the divine world's strongest monstrous genius in the last 3 million years. Before everyone's eyes, 26 totems flew out. But 27 totems followed closely behind, appearing in everyone's line of sight. Chapter 355. 27 Totems. Everyone looked at the 27 totems in a daze. The Golden Crow youth said, 27 totems? Wen Yufeng, known as the strongest monstrous genius of the divine world in the last 3 million years, had condensed 26 totems. But this blue-clothed youth had condensed 27 totems. Li Yu was also stunned. But everyone saw another totem fly out. 28. Then, 29. 30. 31. Totem after totem flew out. Everyone looked at the totems that covered the sky, and their minds went blank. 40 totems. The Golden Crow youth trembled. When Lu Yiping's 40 totems flew out, everyone was shocked beyond words. In the end, the 49 totems stood tall in the 9 heavens. The radiance of the 49 totems illuminated the cities and the entire free, unfettered divine island. Even the sea around the island was illuminated by the radiance of the 49 totems. The waves of energy rolled up by the totems tumbled like the sea, crashing into every corner of Carefree God Island, crashing into the tens of thousands of miles of sea around Carefree God Island. The world was as dark as an abyss. In the nearby seas, thousands of waves rolled up, as if they were about to flip over. Carefree City was the main city of Carefree Island, and also the largest city. But in front of the 49 totems, it was still much smaller. When the 49 totems flew out, the air currents froze. Lu Yiping suddenly punched out. Fist light shot out. Gods, immortals, and Buddhas appeared. This fist seemed to gather all the strength of the world. This fist seemed to come from another era. This fist had already surpassed the strength of everyone's understanding. The fist waves howled, and Li Yu's great golden Buddha palm was instantly pierced through. The Buddhist light that filled the sky suddenly stopped. The golden Buddha phantoms in the great golden Buddha palm also disappeared without a trace. Bang! A heaven-shaking explosion spread throughout Carefree God Island. After the fist waves pierced through the great golden Buddha palm, they instantly arrived in front of Li Yu. Li Yu roared in shock. Golden light burst out from his body as he frantically punched out with both fists, trying to block the fists of the gods, immortals, and Buddhas. However, in the next moment, he felt an unimaginably powerful force rushing towards him. He was instantly sent flying like a withered leaf by a violent storm. Li Yu smashed into the wall of Liberty City. Liberty City exploded, and the city wall hummed. Centered at the place where Li Yu hit, cracks began to appear. The cracks expanded non-stop and covered the city wall one after another. Lu Yiping's fists, on the other hand, hit the city wall of Liberty City. In a deafening explosion, the shockwaves spread out, raising a sandstorm that lasted for a long time. Some cities that were extremely far away were also rumbling from the impact of the fist waves. After a long time, the sandstorm stopped. Everybody who had retreated far away in fear looked over, only to discover that the ground around Liberty City had been razed and dented. Many spaceships failed to escape in time and were blown thousands of kilometers away. Li Yu himself, on the other hand, was lying at the foot of the wall of Liberty City like a dead dog. His body had been torn apart beyond recognition, and the bloodstains on his body were appalling. Everybody was astounded. Li Yu, an over-god who had comprehended 72 types of metal elemental powers, had been defeated by an ancient god. This blue-robed young man had really defeated an over-god with the power of an ancient god. Moreover, it was an over-god who had mastered 72 types of metal elemental powers. Everybody was astounded, in disbelief, shock, and fear. Besides Sang Song, Wang Gua and Dan Fei were equally astounded. As Sang Song's master, Lu Yiping should also be an over-god. However, he had defeated an over-god who had mastered 72 types of metal elemental powers just by using the power of an ancient god. If Lu Yiping had used the power of an over-god, how strong would he have been? Although the heavenly beast was shocked, it wasn't too surprised. Back in the lower realms, when Lu Yiping was fighting for the primal chaos heaven's will, he had used the strength of the 49 totems to kill hundreds of millions of ancient gods and 10 million heaven's will's god kings. Although Li Yu was an over-god who had mastered 72 types of metal elemental powers, it was impossible for him to kill hundreds of millions of ancient gods and millions of divine kings of destiny with one punch. Over-gods were much stronger than divine kings of destiny by hundreds or thousands of times. They could kill tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of divine kings of destiny with one punch. However, it was impossible for them to kill millions of divine kings of destiny with one punch. 49 totems to defeat an over-god of 72 types of metal elemental powers, a miracle since ancient times. The Golden Crow young man exclaimed, "If this person doesn't die, he will definitely become a sovereign lord." Sovereign lord. Hearing this, everyone's hearts trembled. Not to mention a sovereign lord, even an ordinary sovereign lord was in existence that could shake the heavens. A genius even more monstrous than Sui Tai and Wen Yufeng has appeared. I'm afraid the divine world is going to be rocked by great waves. Elder Yen sighed. Li Yu struggled to stand up, trembling. He spat out a mouthful of blood as he looked at Lu Yiping with fear in his eyes. Lu Yiping walked towards Li Yu. Li Yu retreated in fear, but there was nowhere to run. Behind him was Carefree City's city walls. At this time, a huge flying ship broke through the air. Seeing this huge flying ship, everyone hurriedly retreated. Extraordinary divine sect. The Golden Crow young man was shocked when he saw the flying ship. The Extraordinary Divine Sect, Jade Water Palace, and Upper Origin Mansion were the three major forces in the Over-God Sea, and the Extraordinary Divine Sect was the leader of the three. Not only was the Extraordinary Divine Sect the strongest force in the Over-God Sea, but it was also one of the four major forces in the Over-God Sea. The Extraordinary Divine Sect had as many over-god experts as clouds in the sky, and it was said that there were more than 10,000 of them. Li Yu was overjoyed when he saw the flying ship, and he ran towards it with all his might. Seeing this, Li Guang also followed behind Li Yu, running towards the Extraordinary Divine Sect's flying ship. A young man stood at the head of the Extraordinary Divine Sect's flying ship. He was the Extraordinary Divine Sect's young sect master, Yang Su. Yang Su and the Extraordinary Divine Sect's experts originally planned to come to Carefree God Island to buy some things, but when they saw the 49 totems from afar and felt the shocking power of the 49 totems, they couldn't help but increase their speed and rush over with the Extraordinary Divine Sect's experts. Young Sect Master Yang Su, please save me. Li Yu rushed to the front of the flying ship and knelt down with Li Guang. The Blood Demon Church was a subordinate force of the Extraordinary Divine Sect, and Li Yu and Yang Su had a close relationship. Yang Su and the Extraordinary Divine Sect's experts were stunned when they saw Li Yu's tattered body. They didn't expect Li Yu to be the one who attacked them. Moreover, Li Yu was beaten to such a state by the 49 totems' ancient god. Yang Su looked at Lu Yiping. When he saw Lu Yiping's 49 totems above the Jiutian divine sects, his heart trembled. Originally, he came here to get to know this monstrous genius with 49 totems, but when he saw Li Yu kneeling in front of him, he couldn't help but hesitate. The Blood Demon Church was a subordinate force of the extraordinary divine sect, and Li Yu was a general under his father's command. Li Yu had made great contributions to his father, and this was something that everyone in the Master God Sea knew. Could it be that he was going to watch Li Yu be killed by the other party? If news of this spread out, the extraordinary divine sect would be spurned by the Master God Sea and the surrounding continents. Who would dare to submit to the extraordinary divine sect in the future? Chapter 356. Various thoughts flashed through Yang Su's mind. Looking at Lu Yiping, he cupped his fists and said, "This one is the young sect master of the marvelous divine sect, Yang Su. I wonder if there is any enmity between Li Yu and your excellency. Yang Su is one of my father's subordinates. If your excellency can give my marvelous divine sect some face and let Li Yu go, my marvelous divine sect will be eternally grateful." Yang Su's attitude was extremely sincere and polite. Who was Yang Su? He was the young sect master of the marvelous divine sect, one of the 4 great forces in the Over-God Sea. It could be said that if he wanted wind, if he wanted rain, he could get rain. Even if he was facing a peak Over-God realm master, he didn't need to be so polite. But now, he was being polite and sincere to Lu Yiping. Everyone turned to look at Lu Yiping, including the Golden Crow youth. However, Lu Yiping didn't look at Yang Su, nor did he respond. He continued to walk towards Li Yu. Yang Su and the others from the marvelous God sect frowned. At this time, Lu Yiping suddenly punched out. 49 totems were activated, and fist waves rolled out, piercing through the sky as it shot towards Li Yu. Li Yu's face paled as he fled towards Yang Su's flying ship. At the same time, he shouted, "Young sect master, save me." Beside Yang Su, the marvelous divine sect's grand elder Lin Qing was enraged when he saw the fist waves flying towards Li Yu. He suddenly punched out to meet Lu Yiping's fist waves, wanting to block Lu Yiping's fist waves. Boom! The 2 fist waves collided. However, Lu Yiping's fist waves instantly blasted Lin Qing's fist waves away before slamming into Li Yu's body with unstoppable force. Li Yu was smashed into the marvelous divine sect's flying ship, causing it to sway from the impact. At the same time, Li Yu's body exploded, his flesh and blood flying everywhere. The marvelous flying ship was filled with Li Yu's flesh and blood. Many of the marvelous divine sect's experts couldn't dodge in time and were sent flying by the fist waves. Lin Qing, who wanted to block Lu Yiping's fist waves, was sent flying out of the marvelous divine sect's flying ship. Everyone was shocked. Yang Su was pushed back by the shockwave. After he steadied himself, he glared at Lu Yiping angrily. At this time, Li Guang soared into the air, wanting to escape. Just as Li Guang flew up, he saw a gigantic golden pillar slamming down from the sky. Li Guang was directly blasted into the ground by the golden pillar. The Golden Crow young man looked at the golden pillar that was tens of thousands of feet tall and looked like a mountain of gold. He was shocked and doubtful. A Khanate cardinal treasure. Above acquired spiritual treasures were acquired cardinal treasures, Khanate spiritual treasures, and Khanate cardinal treasures. Even in the upper realm, innate supreme treasures were rare. For example, the Origin Wondrous Divine Sect, one of the 4 great forces in the Prime Spirit Sea, only had one innate supreme treasure, the Wondrous Diagram. Taurus Longjiao reached out and grabbed the heavenly pillar. The heavenly pillar shrank and returned to his hand. Everyone looked at Taurus Longjiao. At this time, a loud bang rang out as Lin Qing, who had been sent flying out of the extraordinary wonder ship, crashed to the ground. Lin Qing vomited blood as he glared at Lu Yiping in shock and anger. He was a wind element over god who had comprehended 90 types of wind element force, yet he couldn't withstand a single punch from Lu Yiping. Several hundred Origin Wondrous Divine Sect experts were about to step forward, but Yang Su hurriedly ordered them to retreat. In the end, Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao's group of 6 left by stepping on air. After Lu Yiping's group left, Yang Su also left with the Origin Wondrous Divine Sect. The Golden Crow young man looked at Lu Yiping's departing figure and said, "This person's battle strength is probably comparable to a peak-over god. Someone who had cultivated all 99 types of power to the limit would be known as a peak lord of a particular power." Although Lin Qing had comprehended 90 types of wind element force, compared to a peak-over god with 99 types of wind element force, the difference in battle strength was huge. A peak-over god? That's impossible, right? An expert beside the Golden Crow young man said. Elder Yen looked at Lu Yiping's departing figure and said, "I'm afraid it's more than that." More than that? The Golden Crow young man and the Golden Crow clan experts were shocked. Overgods had a lifespan of tens of millions of years, and some overgods cultivated 2 types of laws. Elder Yen was saying that this blue-robed young man called Lu Yiping had battle strength comparable to a overgod who cultivated 2 types of laws. After Lu Yiping's group entered Liberty City, they went straight to the material market. However, Wang Guo and Dan Fei, who were following behind Lu Yiping, were still thinking about the scene of Li Yu being killed by the 49 totems. Wang Guo and Dan Fei were both Heavenly Palace experts who had grown up on the Blood Demon continent. It could be said that they had grown up listening to Li Yu's legends. To the experts of the various sects and clans on the Blood Demon continent, Li Yu was an insurmountable mountain. However, just now, this insurmountable mountain had been killed by Lu Yiping's ancient god power with a single punch. After arriving at the material market, Lu Yiping's group bought the materials they needed for the new year, then strolled around for a while before leaving Liberty City. By the time Lu Yiping's group left Liberty City, the news of Li Yu's death had already spread. The Overgod Sea and the 100 or so continents around the Overgod Sea were in an uproar. Li Yu was the #1 expert on the Blood Demon continent. His death was already shocking news, not to mention that he had been killed by an ancient god with 49 totems. After leaving Liberty City, Lu Yiping's group was in no hurry to return to Spirit Turtle Island. They walked and stopped along the way. By the time they returned to Spirit Turtle Island, the new year was near. Wang Guo, Dan Fei, Zhang Song, and Tian Shou redecorated Spirit Turtle Island. Spirit Turtle Island was in a festive mood. Just as Wang Guo, Dan Fei, and Zhang Song were about to light a bonfire, Lu Yiping said there was no need. He then summoned the Sun Fusang tree. Zhang Song and the others were stunned as they looked at the Sun Fusang tree burning with sunfire. "This is the Sun Fusang tree." Wang Guo stuttered, his voice trembling. "Didn't they say that the Sun Fusang tree had been chopped down in ancient times?" "Let's use the sunfire to roast something later," Lu Yiping said. "Use the sunfire of the Sun Fusang tree to roast something." Zhang Song and the others gulped. Taurus Longjiao took out a large bucket of spirit turtle fish that he had caught earlier. Then, he picked up the biggest and fattest one and threw it up. The big and fat spirit turtle fish was thrown into the sunfire of the Sun Fusang tree. It fell down in the blink of an eye. When it fell down and extinguished, the fish's body emitted a fragrant aroma and a hint of golden fire. It was already cooked. Zhang Song and the others were dumbfounded as they looked at the spirit turtle fish that was already cooked. "Is this even possible?" Taurus Longjiao casually picked up another one and threw it up. As if he was juggling, he threw the fish up one by one. His movements were very practiced. In the several thousand years in the lower realm's heavenly palace, Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao had used sunfire to roast things many times. Therefore, Taurus Longjiao's movements were very practiced. While Taurus Longjiao was skillfully throwing the spirit turtle fish into the sunfire, Futu Island's dragon Futu glared at Wei Quan. "What did you say? That brat in the ice prison escaped?" "Yes." Wei Quan lowered his head, not daring to look at dragon Futu. Then why aren't you looking for him? Dragon Footer roared, if we can't find that brat and the higher-ups blame us, we will all die. Chapter 357. Yes, Lord. Wei Quan hurriedly added, don't worry, Lord. I've already sent out experts to search for him. He can't have gone far. Floating Dragon ordered solemnly, seal off the surrounding sea region. Also, warn the divine palaces on the surrounding islands. Whoever dares to hide that kid, don't blame me for slaughtering them. Above a certain sea region southeast of Floating Dragon Island, a figure was dodging the Floating Dragon Island's expert search. This figure was none other than the ancient evil god Chang Liang, who had gone missing in the lower realm. Chang Liang's robe was tattered, and the evil god blade was nowhere to be seen. A voice sounded from afar, kid, the surrounding sea region has been sealed off by our Floating Dragon Island. You can't escape. You'd better surrender obediently. Otherwise, when we catch you, you'll suffer. It was Floating Dragon Island's Wei Quan's voice. Chang Liang did not utter a word, continuing to fly with his aura concealed. Although Chang Liang was flying with his aura concealed, he was still discovered by Floating Dragon Island's experts. A group of Floating Dragon Island's master gods attacked, forcing Chang Liang to flee. While fleeing, Chang Liang saw a tortoise-shaped island in the distance. Just as he was about to fly toward the island, a flying blade whistled through the air. It was none other than his evil god blade. Chang Liang was alarmed. He tried to dodge, but he was a step too late. The evil god blade struck his back. The powerful force from the evil god blade propelled him forward. His throat heated up and he vomited a mouthful of blood. Chang Liang ignored his injuries and continued to flee. After the evil god blade struck Chang Liang, it spun in the air and returned to Wei Quan's hand. During the time Floating Dragon Island had imprisoned Chang Liang, Wei Quan had erased the evil god's divine sense from the evil god blade and reforged it into his own divine weapon. Indifferent, Wei Quan looked at Chang Liang, who was vomiting blood and running away. He sneered, kid, let's see where you can run to now. Then, he and the Floating Dragon Island's experts continued their pursuit. Chang Liang continued to flee, falling onto the tortoise-shaped island. By the time he landed on the island's surface, he was already at the end of his rope. He didn't even have the strength to crawl. Wei Quan and the Floating Dragon Island's experts rushed to the Spirit's Turtle Island. However, Wei Quan and the Floating Dragon Island's experts stopped. No one dared to enter the island. News of what had happened in Liberty City had already spread. Naturally, the experts of Futu Island had also heard about it. Lord Wei Quan, what should we do? One of the experts from Futu Island asked hesitantly. Wei Quan could not help but hesitate when he saw Chang Liang fall to the ground. He could tell that Chang Liang was already at the end of his rope. He had completely lost the ability to fight back. As long as they entered Spirit Turtle Island, they would be able to capture Chang Liang and bring him back. He was unwilling to give up just like that. He muttered, we've only been on the island for a few breaths. As long as we bring this kid out, there shouldn't be any problems. Afterwards, he said to an overgod beside him, go in and take this kid out. Don't stay on Spirit Turtle Island any longer. The overgod nodded and snuck into the island. Afterwards, he flew towards Chang Liang, who had fallen on the ground. Inside the pine cavern, Taurus Longjiao, who was continuously throwing fish into the fire of the sun, suddenly stopped and said, someone came in. Lu Yiping opened his eye of lightning punishment. When he saw Chang Liang, who had fallen on the beach outside Spirit Turtle Island, he was stunned. Chang Liang. Taurus Longjiao was stunned. He also opened his heavenly eye and was overjoyed, it really is Chang Liang. His figure flashed and he disappeared from where he was. Lu Yiping also tore through the void, bringing Wang Guo, Shan Fei, and the others with him. Wang Guo, Shan Fei, and the others only felt the scenery before them change. They had already arrived at the shore outside Spirit Turtle Island. Taurus Longjiao arrived beside Chang Liang and helped him up. Chang Liang, who was already at the end of his rope, was about to fall asleep when he suddenly heard Taurus Longjiao's voice. He could not help but tremble. He struggled to open his eyes. When he saw that it was really Taurus Longjiao, he was filled with disbelief. Senior Shao Jin. His eyes were filled with joy. Then, he saw Lu Yiping. Lord, you've also come to the upper realm. He did not expect that Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao would also come to the upper realm. Moreover, he would run into Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao here at the Master God Sea. Seeing that Chang Liang was already at the end of his rope, Lu Yiping sent a green light into Chang Liang's body. In an instant, the green light enveloped Chang Liang's body, and the wound on his back healed at a speed visible to the naked eye. At the same time, Lu Yiping summoned the Divine Tree of Life. The vitality energy within the Divine Tree of Life surged into Chang Liang's body. The Futo Island's experts, who were cautiously stepping into Spirit Turtle Island, suddenly saw Lu Yiping, Taurus Longjiao, and Sang Song appear. They were so frightened that they stopped in their tracks. When he saw that Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao were acquainted with the kid they were trying to capture, his face turned ashen. Although he had never seen Lu Yiping before, he could guess that the blue-robed young man in front of him was the same Lu Yiping who had killed Li Yu with 49 totems. In the distance, Wei Quan and the Futo Island's experts paled when they saw that Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao were acquainted with Chang Liang. This kid that they had imprisoned on Futo Island was acquainted with Lu Yiping. However, when they saw Lu Yiping's Divine Tree of Life, their attention was drawn to the Divine Tree of Life. Such terrifying vitality energy. Could it be the Divine Tree of Life? One of the Futo Island's experts exclaimed in shock. The Divine Tree of Life. Everyone's heart skipped a beat when they heard the name. In the past, the barbarian dragon sovereign had issued a bounty for the Divine World's experts to find the Divine Tree of Life. The bounty was 1,000,000,000,000 Chaos Spirit Stones. Before the barbarian dragon sovereign had fallen, the Divine World had set off a frenzy to find the Divine Tree of Life. After the barbarian dragon sovereign had fallen, the frenzy to find the Divine Tree of Life had gradually died down. The Divine Tree of Life that the Divine World's experts had been searching for was now in Lu Yiping's hands. After the Divine Tree of Life's vitality energy flowed into Chang Liang's body, color returned to Chang Liang's face. His breathing stabilized, and his vitality returned to normal. Sensing Chang Liang's transformation, Wei Quan and the others were even more certain that it was the Divine Tree of Life. Lord, they are the Dark Borer race's experts. Chang Liang, who had returned to normal, said to Lu Yiping, referring to the Futo Island's experts. Lu Yiping's eyes turned frosty at Chang Liang's words, and he looked at the Futo Island's experts. Wei Quan's face tightened, and he ordered the Futo Island's experts, quickly retreat. However, just as the Futo Island's experts were about to retreat, rays of light shot out from the Futo Island, enveloping the surrounding sea in an instant. An invisible wall of chi surrounded the Futo Island, isolating them from the outside world. Just as one of the Futo Island's experts was about to break through the wall of chi, chaos chi shot out from the wall of chi, and that Futo Island's expert was sent flying back while vomiting blood. Could it be the heaven-confusing chaos grand formation? Wei Quan was shocked. The heaven-confusing chaos grand formation was famous for its prowess. It was the Divine World's hegemon, the heaven-confusing divine sex divine formation. Chapter 358. That's right, the heaven-confusing chaos array. Lu Yiping stood with his hands behind his back as he walked towards Wei Quan and the Stupa Island's experts. Hearing Lu Yiping say that it was the heaven-confusing chaos array, Wei Quan and the Stupa Island's experts were shocked. Although Futo Island wasn't weak in the main God Sea and could be considered an overlord, compared to the Divine World's behemoth, Futo Island wasn't even an ant. They were nothing more than dust. This Lu Yiping in front of them knew how to use the heaven-confusing chaos array. Could it be that this Lu Yiping was an expert from the heaven-confusing divine sect? Moreover, the heaven-confusing chaos array was the heaven-confusing divine sect's most important divine formation. You're a disciple of the heaven-confusing divine sect. Wei Quan retreated in shock, but the heaven-confusing chaos array's walls blocked his path. Heaven-confusing divine sect. Lu Yiping was baffled. If you're not a disciple of the heaven-confusing divine sect, then how do you know how to use the heaven-confusing chaos array? Wei Quan asked doubtfully. Lu Yiping raised his hand and a suction force pulled Wei Quan in front of him. Wei Quan, who possessed 50 elements of lightning element, stared at Lu Yiping in fear. Lu Yiping retrieved Wei Quan's memory fragments and studied them one by one. When he was done, a streak of golden sun fire flew out from his finger and landed on Wei Quan's body, incinerating him in an instant. Even his godhead, totem, and heaven's will were reduced to ashes. Taurus Longjiao stepped forward and punched out. A single punch could destroy everything in its path. Waves rolled out from his fist, rising to the sky and swallowing the Stupa Island's experts whole. The Stupa Island's experts didn't even have the time to circulate their heaven's will or origin energy before they were hit by Taurus Longjiao's fist. Taurus Longjiao's fist covered the sky, and everything in its path crumbled. After the Stupa Island's experts were swallowed whole, the light from the fist wave lingered for a long time. A long time later, when the light dissipated, the Stupa Island's experts were all gone. Completely gone. They had completely disappeared. Tian Shou, Wang Gua, Dan Fei, and even Sang Song were all stunned. There were several hundred over-gods on the island. Some weren't as strong as Wei Quan, but they weren't that much weaker. The rest were at least god monarchs with 10 wills or more. However, Taurus Longjiao annihilated them with a single punch. Even Chang Liang was shocked. He was well aware of how difficult it was to break through to the Master God realm. These Master Gods were experts who had cultivated for millions of years in the God world above. However, several hundred Master Gods and tens of thousands of God Kings with more than 10 heavenly wills were unable to withstand a single punch from Taurus Longjiao. At this moment, on Futu Island, Long Futu was pacing back and forth, feeling a little restless. Wei Quan and the others still haven't sent back any news? Long Futu asked his subordinate. Don't worry, my lord. Lord Wei Quan and the others have already sealed off the surrounding waters. Given the strength of Lord Wei Quan and the others, the other party will definitely not be able to escape. The subordinate laughed respectfully. After waiting for a while, Long Futu asked his subordinate to contact Wei Quan. However, what made his subordinates stunned was that they were unable to contact Wei Quan. Long Futu's face sank when he learned that he couldn't contact Wei Quan. Right at this time, a loud boom resounded on Futu Island, as if it had suffered a devastating blow. The island shook violently as if it was about to collapse. Long Futu and his subordinates were shocked. They shot into the air and arrived above the Futu Divine Manor. When they arrived, they saw an unforgettable scene. High in the air, a blue-robed young man suddenly punched down. An incomparably huge fist imprint blazing with golden flames blasted apart the Futu Island's grand formation and restrictions. Then, it smashed onto the island like a falling star. Boom! Futu Island exploded. The fist imprint struck the Futu Divine Manor at the center of Futu Island. The Futu Divine Manor that spanned tens of thousands of miles was blasted away in an instant. The terrifying fist imprint plowed through the layers of Futu Island's ground, piercing through Futu Island and smashing into the bottom of the Master God Sea below. The Master God Sea exploded 10 million feet below. Even though they were separated by 10 million feet of water, the earth-shaking explosion still caused pain in the ears of Long Futu and the remaining experts on Futu Island. They lost their sense of hearing. The destructive force slammed into the bottom of the Master God Sea. Tens of thousands of waves soared into the sky. The sea water within several miles of Futu Island seemed to be boiling as it roiled endlessly. Layers upon layers of waves slammed into the islands far away, causing the islands to shake. The exploding waves carried a shocking force as they slammed into the group of experts on Futu Island. Some of the Master God experts on Futu Island reacted in shock. However, the power of origin laws shone brightly in the sky. The force of the explosive waves far exceeded their imagination. The experts on Futu Island were all sent flying by the waves. Long Futu and a few of his subordinates continuously dodged the exploding waves in fear. When the waves and the terrifying explosions finally stopped, Long Futu and the others stabilized themselves. Looking over, they saw that the Futu Divine Manor at the center of Futu Island had been completely pierced through, turning into a huge black hole. Seawater was gushing out from that black hole. After Futu Island was completely pierced through, seawater was gushing out from the bottom of the sea along the black hole. Looking at the turbulent seawater gushing out from the black hole, Long Futu and the remaining experts on Futu Island couldn't help but tremble in fear. Especially Long Futu. His face was so pale that there was no trace of blood. The underground of Futu Island was made of the god world's hardest diamond. It was abnormally sturdy. Moreover, the Futu Divine Manor had been thoroughly tempered by him for 3 million years. The ground around it was extremely sturdy and its defense was astonishing. He knew that even if he attacked with his full strength, he wouldn't be able to shake the Futu Divine Manor. But now, it was directly pierced through by this blue-robed young man. He looked at Liu Yiping. When he saw Chang Liang beside Liu Yiping, he became even more flustered, frightened, and uneasy. Liu Yiping looked at Long Futu coldly as he walked towards him. Long Futu knew that there was no hope for him to escape, so he didn't try. He suppressed the fear in his heart and cupped his fists towards Liu Yiping. I am Long Futu, a general under the Jade Water Palace Master. How should I address you? What business do you have on my Futu Island? Hearing Long Futu mention the Jade Water Palace, Liu Yiping's face was indifferent. He pulled the other party to his front. Long Futu, who possessed 70 types of wind element energy, was powerless before Liu Yiping. Liu Yiping repeated the same process and extracted Long Futu's memory fragments. After going through Long Futu's memories, Liu Yiping's eyes turned cold. He raised a finger and a finger force exploded Long Futu's body. As for the other people on Futu Island, Liu Yiping left them to Taurus Longjiao, Sang Song, and Chang Liang. Of course, most of them were handled by Taurus Longjiao. Sang Song, Chang Liang, and the others were only helping to clean up the mess. Liu Yiping had Sang Song move the Futu Divine Manor's treasury away. He then returned to the Spirit Turtle Island with Taurus Longjiao, Sang Song, and Chang Liang. After Liu Yiping's group left Futu Island, some of the experts from other islands in the distance turned pale with fright when they saw the destroyed Futu Island. Chapter 359. Not long after Liu Yiping's group returned to Spirit Turtle Island, news of Futu Island's destruction and Futu Island's destruction reached the Jade Water Palace. When Palace Master Zhao Tao heard the news, he frowned and asked his subordinate, the blue-robed young man who destroyed Futu Island was Liu Yiping? Yes, Palace Master, his subordinate quickly replied. Why? Zhao Tao's face darkened. We still don't know why Liu Yiping attacked Futu Island. His subordinate shook his head and hesitated. Palace Master, Futu Island is a subordinate force of our Jade Water Palace. It's impossible for Liu Yiping to not know. Could Liu Yiping be targeting our Jade Water Palace by doing this? Targeting our Jade Water Palace? Zhao Tao's daughter Zhao Yunyan's face turned cold. We have the Jade Water Chilling Sky array left behind by Lord Tianhong. If Liu Yiping dares to come, he's courting death. Tianhong was an over-god expert who comprehended the laws of wind, fire, and water. Moreover, each law contained more than 90 types of energy. Zhao Tao pondered, although we have the Jade Water Chilling Sky array left behind by Lord Tianhong, we still have to be careful. Send more people to strengthen the Jade Water Palace's defenses. Also, I'll see if I can contact Lord Tianhong. Also, check if the brat imprisoned by Lord Tianhong on Futu Island is dead. In a few days, Lord Kong Ling of the Thousand Souls Divine Sect will come. We have to make preparations to welcome him. The Thousand Souls Divine Sect was a colossal existence like the Heaven Confusion Divine Sect. Whether it was the Prime God Sea or the hundreds of continents around it, they were all ruled by the Thousand Souls Divine Sect. The Thousand Souls Divine Sect controlled tens of thousands of continents and endless seas. Kong Ling was a core disciple of the Thousand Souls Divine Sect. There was no need to doubt his status. After Lu Yiping's group returned to Spirit Turtle Island, Lu Yiping asked about ancient demon god Chang Liang's situation. It turned out that Chang Liang discovered the Yinba race's experts and chased them all the way to the Heaven's Path. When he saw them enter the higher world, he followed them. Later on, he chased the other party to the Master God Sea, where he was imprisoned by the experts of Futu Island. However, the strange thing was that Futu Island only imprisoned him and did not kill him. Jade Water Palace. Lu Yiping read aloud. From the memory fragments of Floating Dragon, he knew that the Master God Ocean Jade Water Palace was one of the external forces of the Yinyang Borer race. In the lower realm, the Purple Extreme Demon clan had submitted to the Yin Borer clan. In the upper realm, other than the Purple Extreme Demon clan, many other ancient clans had submitted to the Yin Borer clan. There were countless external forces like the Jade Water Palace in the Dark Borer race. In the upper realm, the Dark Borer race was even more powerful. However, Lu Yiping wasn't in a hurry to head to the Jade Water Palace. In any case, the people of the Jade Water Palace couldn't escape. Several days passed. After several days of recuperation, Chang Liang's injuries had completely healed. In the past few days, Heavenly Beast had successfully comprehended the water maxim and broken through to Lord level. Early in the morning, Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao left the Spirit Turtle Island and headed to the Jade Water Palace. Zhang Song, Chang Liang, and the rest stayed behind. While the two of them were heading to the Jade Water Palace, Palace Master Zhao Tao was leading a group of Jade Water Palace's experts to welcome Kong Ling. Under Zhao Tao, Zhao Yunyan, and the others welcoming, Kong Ling entered the Jade Water Palace's Jade Water Island. Kong Ling noticed that the number of guards patrolling the Jade Water Island had increased significantly compared to the last time he was here. Moreover, they looked as if they were about to face a great enemy. Zhao Tao then told him about Lu Yiping's matter. What, 49 totems? Kong Ling was shocked, and the experts accompanying him had a look of disbelief on their faces. The Sui family's Sui Tai only had 24 totems. Even so, it was enough to shock countless mainlands. In the past, when Sui Tai had condensed 24 totems, even their Thousand Souls Divine Sect's patriarch had personally visited the Wan family. After a discussion, he accepted Sui Tai as his legacy disciple on the spot. A legacy disciple's status was even higher than a direct disciple's. After Sui Tai was accepted as a legacy disciple by their Thousand Souls Divine Sect's patriarch, he had received the full support of the Thousand Souls Divine Sect and the Wan family. His cultivation had rapidly increased, and he had even condensed 24 Chaos Heaven's will. Now, his status in the Thousand Souls Divine Sect was simply beneath a single person. He had already been recognized as the next patriarch of the Thousand Souls Divine Sect. But now, a monstrous genius with 49 totems had appeared. Isn't this just a rumor? An expert beside Kong Ling asked in surprise. In this world, it's impossible for someone to condense 49 totems. Even the ruler of the divine world, the barbaric dragon sovereign, only managed to condense 26 totems when he was at the ancient god realm. It's absolutely true. Zhao Tao said, at that time, many masters of Carefree Island witnessed it with their own eyes. Even the young sect master of the exquisite divine sect, Yang Su, and the other masters of the exquisite divine sect also witnessed it. They even exchanged blows with Lu Yiping. He also spoke of how the exquisite divine sex Lin Qing, who possessed 90 different powers of the wind attribute, had been sent flying by Lu Yiping. An ancient god actually sent a sovereign of 90 different powers of the wind attribute flying. Kong Ling and the other masters beside him were shocked. It wasn't easy for an ancient god to defeat an ordinary god king, but now, Lu Yiping had actually defeated a sovereign of 90 different powers of the wind attribute. Where is this Lu Yiping now? Kong Ling's eyes flashed. If such a monstrous genius could be taken in by his master, then his master's status in the Thousand Souls divine sect would inevitably rise. He's at Spirit Turtle Island, Xiao Tao said. Have someone lead the way. I want to go to Spirit Turtle Island and personally meet this Lu Yiping, Kong Ling said. At this moment, a miserable scream rang out. What's going on? Xiao Tao's face sank. It's Lu Yiping. Lu Yiping is here. One of his subordinates rushed in and reported. Lu Yiping. Kong Ling and the others were stunned. Turning around, they saw a blue-robed young man and a golden-haired brawny man walking through the air. Wherever they passed, the Jade Water Palace's disciples were sent flying by an invisible force. Kong Ling's eyes narrowed. This is the Heavenly Divine Sex Formless Force. An expert beside Kong Ling exclaimed. Kong Ling frowned. How could this Lu Yiping know the Heavenly Divine Sex Formless Force? The Heavenly Divine Sect and the Thousand Souls Divine Sect had always been like fire and water. The two sects had been fighting for several million years, and the enmity between them was deep. Could it be that Lu Yiping was a secret genius nurtured by the Heavenly Divine Sect? Kong Ling's original intention of recruiting Lu Yiping disappeared. If Lu Yiping was a member of the Heavenly Divine Sect, he definitely couldn't let him leave alive. In the blink of an eye, Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao arrived in front of Kong Ling, Xiao Tao, and the others. Kong Ling looked at Lu Yiping and asked, You're Lu Yiping. I heard from Xiao Tao that you have 49 totems. What you used just now was the Heavenly Divine Sex Formless Force. Lu Yiping ignored Kong Ling and looked at Xiao Tao, Jade Water Palace's palace master, Xiao Tao. Xiao Tao looked at Lu Yiping, but he didn't answer Lu Yiping's question. Instead, he introduced to Lu Yiping, this is the Thousand Souls Divine Sex Lord Kong Ling. Lord Kong Ling is a core disciple of the Thousand Souls Divine Sect, and he's also the personal disciple of the Thousand Souls Divine Sect's Grand Elder, Lord Wuxi. Lord Wuxi is a supreme expert. Chapter 360. Above the Master Gods were the God Emperors. Above the God Emperors were the God Ancestors. Above the God Ancestors were the Paramount Gods. Above the Paramount Gods were the Sovereigns. The Paramount Gods were the strongest under the sovereigns of the divine world. A Paramount God could cause countless continents to tremble with just a stomp of his foot. Not to mention a Paramount God, even an ordinary God Emperor could easily destroy a Master God's sea and the hundreds of continents around it. The power of a God Emperor was unimaginable, not to mention a God Ancestor or a Paramount God. Hearing Xiao Tao say that Kong Ling's master was a paramount god, Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao remained calm. Taurus Longjiao looked at Xiao Tao with cold eyes. My master hates dogs that submit to the Dark Borer race the most. Anyone who submitted to the Dark Borer race must die. Kong Ling was stunned. Dark Borer race? He couldn't help but look at Xiao Tao. Clearly, he didn't expect Xiao Tao to be a member of the Dark Borer race. Xiao Tao said to Kong Ling, Lord Kong Ling, this Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao are talking nonsense. Don't listen to them. Kong Ling nodded. Xiao Tao's daughter, Xiao Yunyan, suddenly shouted, activate the Jade Water Chilling Sky Array. As soon as Xiao Tao's daughter finished speaking, rays of light shot into the sky from every corner of the Jade Water Palace. Giant pillars of jade water rose into the sky, exuding a frightening cold energy. In an instant, cold energy swept through the entire Jade Water Palace, enveloping Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao. This cold energy wasn't ordinary cold energy, but the 9 underworlds' energy in the sea below the Jade Water Island. This 9 underworlds' energy came from the depths of the 9 underworlds, the pinnacle of cold energy. Its power far surpassed other cold energy. The 9 underworlds' energy shook the sky above the Jade Water Island, causing the clouds in the sky to sway. Under the Jade Water chilling sky array's power, the Jade Water Palace's space felt like it was about to freeze. The surrounding sea was frozen into ice. The water that was floating just a moment ago had completely turned into ice, emitting a frightening cold mist. Kill! Zhao Yunyan shouted sternly. White mist surged out from her body and she emitted a shocking cold aura. Zhao Yunyan also cultivated the laws of water, but her laws of water had mutated and she now possessed the energy of cold. Once the power of water mutated and gained the power of ice, the power of the laws of water would increase greatly. Originally, of the 13 laws of water, wood, wind, fire, earth, metal, lightning, poison, darkness, light, time, space, and fate, the law of water was the weakest. But once the law of water mutated, its offensive power would surpass that of the wood and wind laws. Within Zhao Yunyan's water laws, various types of energy constantly surged forth, shockingly reaching a total of 87 types. With 87 types of water laws, Zhao Yunyan was definitely one of the strongest over-god sea experts of her generation. Her strength was close to the older generation of over-gods like Lin Qing from the Wonder Divine sect. Zhao Yunyan's water-type cold energy poured into the Jade Water Chilling Sky Grand Array, and the cold energy within the Jade Water Chilling Sky Grand Array erupted like a volcano. The water law over-gods of the Jade Water Palace also urged the law of water in their bodies and poured it into the Jade Water Chilling Sky Grand Array. The cold energy of the Jade Water Chilling Sky Grand Array surged, enveloping the entire sea region around the Jade Water Palace. Under the urging of Zhao Yunyan and the others, the cold energy of the Jade Water Chilling Sky Grand Array condensed into ice dragons that roared as they charged towards Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao. In an instant, they arrived in front of Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao. Young master, should we stop them? An expert beside Kong Ling asked. Kong Ling shook his head, no need. He then said, I also want to see how powerful Lu Yiping's 49 totems are. With several hundred water over-gods of the Jade Water Palace working together, even if it was just an ordinary attack, the power would be unparalleled. Even a palace master like Xiao Tao would not be able to withstand the joint attack of several hundred water over-gods. It must be known that the majority of these water over-gods of the Jade Water Palace had comprehended more than 50 types of energy. Moreover, these hundreds of water over-gods of the Jade Water Chilling Sky Grand Array's attack was much, much more powerful than an ordinary attack. The countless ice dragons condensed from the cold energy of the Jade Water Chilling Sky Grand Array were about to attack Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao, but Lu Yiping remained unmoving. Suddenly, Taurus Longjiao's entire body trembled with golden light. His golden hair, in particular, emitted a dazzling golden radiance. Space trembled abnormally. A surge of primal chaos energy surged out from Taurus Longjiao's body. Under this surge of energy, the frozen surface of the sea began to shatter once more. The deathly green cold energy of the Jade Water Palace that had frozen space began to dissipate. Kong Ling, Xiao Tao, and the others were bewildered. What was this surge of primal chaos energy? Just as they were wondering what it was, they saw an incomparably resplendent, incomparably enormous primal chaos energy fly out. This primal chaos energy was larger than any of the primal chaos energy they had seen in the past, reaching 130,000 li. No, to be exact, it was 139,999 li. Primal chaos energy, a grade 13 primal chaos energy. Kong Ling, Xiao Tao, and the others shuddered. Moreover, it wasn't an ordinary primal chaos energy, but a peak grade 13 primal chaos energy that was close to 140,000 li. A peak grade 13 primal chaos energy was the strongest primal chaos energy. Even some sovereigns in the divine world might not necessarily be able to integrate a grade 13 primal chaos energy when they were god kings. As for sovereigns who had integrated a peak grade 13 primal chaos energy, they were even rarer. It seemed that only the barbarian dragon sovereign had integrated a primal chaos energy when he was a god king. The moment Taurus Longjiao's primal chaos energy flew out, it shattered the surrounding ice completely, causing the cold energy of the jade water chilling sky grand array to stagnate. At this time, another primal chaos energy flew out. It was still 139,999 li. The surrounding frozen sea continued to crumble. Subsequently, the third primal chaos energy flew out. The fourth, the fifth, and the sixth. 6 primal chaos wills, all of which were 139,999 li. The 6 primal chaos wills spanned across the sky, completely covering the Jade Water Island and the surrounding sea. Streaks of primal chaos energy that carried lightning energy attacked the surrounding area. These streaks of primal chaos energy condensed into primal chaos lightning dragons that collided with the ice dragons of the Jade Water chilling sky grand array, instantly destroying them. The primal chaos lightning dragons blotted out the sky and flooded toward the Jade Water Palace. The Jade Water chilling sky grand array's water pillars were instantly shattered by the primal chaos lightning dragons. Zhao Yunyan and the other overgods of the Jade Water Palace paled at the sight of the primal chaos lightning dragons that blotted out the sky. Zhao Tao roared in fear, "All overgods of the Jade Water Palace, attack!" With that, he circulated the 99 types of lightning energy and attacked the primal chaos lightning dragons with all his might. Chapter 361. However, it was useless. Zhao Tao's 99 types of lightning attributed energy bombarded the primal chaos lightning dragon's body. With a loud boom, the primal chaos lightning dragon shot out layers upon layers of primal chaos lightning dragon. Zhao Tao's 99 types of lightning attributed energy were completely useless in front of the primal chaos lightning dragon. When the experts of the Jade Water Palace saw that their palace master's 99 types of lightning attributed energy were completely useless in front of the primal chaos lightning dragon, they couldn't help but be shocked. Amidst their shock, the 10,000 overgod experts of the Jade Water Palace frantically activated the laws within their bodies and bombarded the primal chaos lightning dragon. Zhao Yunyan and the water-attributed overgods even activated the Jade Water chilling sky formation with all their might, attacking the primal chaos lightning dragon as if their lives depended on it. They attempted to stop the primal chaos lightning dragon's advance. However, it was still useless. The 10,000 overgod experts of the Jade Water Palace gathered the laws of water, earth, wind, metal, and lightning and bombarded the primal chaos lightning dragon. The primal chaos lightning dragon only trembled slightly, but it still continued to flood the Jade Water Palace. The primal chaos lightning dragon was like a vast ocean, while the attacks of the Jade Water Palace's 10,000 overgod experts were like boulders smashing into the ocean. They were completely useless. Zhao Yunyan and the water-attributed overgods activated the Jade Water chilling sky formation to condense an ice dragon once more and collided with the primal chaos lightning dragon once more. Lightning exploded and ice shards flew all over the sky. The ice dragon exploded once more, while the primal chaos lightning dragon continued to bombard the Jade Water Palace with unstoppable momentum. The experts of the Jade Water Palace turned pale with fright as they watched the unstoppable primal chaos lightning dragon. "Lord Kong Ling and the Lords of the Thousand Souls Divine Sect, please help us." Zhao Tao roared in terror, "The Jade Water Palace will definitely remember this great kindness." Kong Ling hesitated for a moment, then shouted at Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao, "The Jade Water Palace is subordinate to my Thousand Souls Divine Sect. Please stay your hands." However, Taurus Longjiao turned a deaf ear to him, controlling the primal chaos lightning dragon to continue bombarding the Jade Water Palace. Rumble. The primal chaos lightning dragon slammed into the jade water, chilling sky formation's energy barrier. A loud explosion that shook the sky. The jade water chilling sky formation shattered instantly. The primordial chaos lightning dragon roared and blasted into the jade water palace. The sovereigns of the jade water palace fled in terror, but they were instantly devoured by the primordial chaos lightning dragon. Zhao Tao looked at the primal chaos lightning dragon and an umbrella appeared in his hand. Lightning flashed on the umbrella, and it was covered with all kinds of lightning runes. Thunder Mirror Umbrella. With Zhao Tao's lightning attribute energy, the lightning mirror umbrella spewed out lightning and formed a lightning mirror in front of him. At the same time, he shouted at his daughter, Zhao Yunyan, use the lightning escape divine talisman. Zhao Yunyan came back to her senses, and a divine talisman appeared in her hand. She crushed the lightning escape divine talisman, and the power of the lightning escape divine talisman enveloped her and Zhao Tao. It tore apart the void around them and brought them away. However, the two of them discovered that the torn space had suddenly solidified and was actually mending itself. The chaotic thunder dragon struck the thunder mirror umbrella. When the lightning mirror umbrella opened, Zhao Tao and Zhao Yunyan felt their bodies stiffen as they were thrown into the air. The primordial chaos lightning dragon roiled and devoured all the experts of the Jadewater Palace. Then, it plowed through the air above the Jadewater Palace and blasted towards the other side of the Jadewater Island. On the other side, huge waves rose up from the sea. It was as if a huge path had been plowed through the sea, leading to an extremely distant island. In the end, the primordial chaos lightning dragon slammed into the island. Mountains crumbled and the earth cracked. The island, which was like a small continent, crumbled and turned into countless rocks that sank to the bottom of the Overgod Sea. Because the primordial chaos lightning dragon wasn't attacking Kong Ling and the experts of the Thousand Souls Divine Sect, Kong Ling and the experts of the Thousand Souls Divine Sect barely managed to dodge the primordial chaos lightning dragon's attack. Even so, Kong Ling and the experts of the Thousand Souls Divine Sect were scared out of their wits when they saw the primordial chaos lightning dragon roiling past them and felt the terrifying primordial chaos lightning dragon's aura. After a long time, the shattered island finally sank to the bottom of the sea. Occasionally, dust and smoke would rise from the bottom of the sea. Apart from Zhao Tao and Zhao Yunyan, the other experts of the Jadewater Palace had disappeared. There were only a few fragments of divine armors on the surface of the sea. Under the power of a peak rank 13 primordial chaos mandate, the overgods of the Jadewater Palace were annihilated. Even their totems and heavenly wills were blasted to smithereens. Kong Ling and the experts of the Thousand Souls Divine Sect couldn't help but shudder when they saw the overgods of the Jadewater Palace being annihilated. Although the overgods of the Jadewater Palace were only overgods who had comprehended a single element of power, they were still genuine overgods. Yet, they were annihilated in a single blow. Kong Ling's expression turned ugly at the same time. Lu Yiping pulled the lightning mirror umbrella to him with a single hand. The lightning mirror umbrella was a supreme-grade innate spiritual treasure that was infinitely close to an innate supreme treasure. Its power wasn't weak at all. Moreover, judging from the lightning symbols on it, it should be a lightning attribute divine artifact of the primordial heavenly quartz lightning division. It was a pity that Zhao Tao was too weak to fully utilize the lightning mirror umbrella's power. Before Lu Yiping could do anything, Zhao Tao and Zhao Yunyan were brought before Lu Yiping. Zhao Yunyan glared at Lu Yiping in shock and anger. Lu Yiping, the Yinba race is far stronger than the Thousand Souls Divine Sect. Even 10,000 Souls Divine Sects wouldn't be a match for the Yinba race. You will regret this. Lu Yiping raised a finger and pointed at Zhao Yunyan. Zhao Yunyan and the space around her were blasted into nothingness. Zhao Tao glared at Lu Yiping with hatred in his eyes. Lu Yiping took out a fragment of Zhao Tao's soul, studied it, and crushed him to death. Kong Ling watched as Zhao Yunyan and Zhao Tao were killed by Lu Yiping. Zhao Yunyan's last words proved that the Jade Water Palace's people were from the Yinba race. No one knew how strong the Yinba race was, but in the past tens of millions of years, the divine world had seen many great wars, and the shadow of the Yinba race was always behind them. In the divine world, if there was a race strong enough to influence the entire divine world, it was the Yinba race. Half a day later. Inside the extraordinary divine sect's main hall, Yang Su stared at the report in disbelief. According to the report, half a day ago, the Jade Water Palace was destroyed by Lu Yiping and his Golden Retriever subordinates. His subordinate, Lin Qing, was also shocked after reading the report. Although the Jade Water Palace was weaker than the extraordinary divine sect, it was still one of the three major forces in the Overgod Sea. The Jade Water Palace had 10,000 Overgod realm experts, and even the extraordinary divine sect didn't dare to say that they could destroy the Jade Water Palace because of the Jade Water freezing sky formation. Do you know what happened during the battle? Yang Su asked one of his subordinates. That expert stammered. According to the people on the surrounding islands, they saw 6 incomparably huge chaos heavens wills, and each one was 139,999 li long. You mean to say that Lu Yiping's heaven's wills are 139,999 li long? Yang Su couldn't believe it. Are you sure it's 139,999 li long? Chapter 362. 139,999 li. The expert replied with certainty. Many experts around the Jade Water Palace saw it and confirmed it repeatedly. He hesitated for a moment before continuing. However, it's not Lu Yiping's mandate, but Lu Yiping's subordinate, the Golden Retriever. What? Lu Yiping's subordinate, the Golden Retriever's mandate, is a rank 13 Chaos mandate. Moreover, it's a peak rank 13 Chaos mandate. Yang Su couldn't believe it. Yes. The expert stammered. At that time, Lu Yiping's subordinate used 6 rank 13 Chaos mandates to activate the Chaos Lightning Dragon and annihilate all the overgods in the Jade Water Palace. Even with Xiao Tao's Lightning Mirror Umbrella, he couldn't stop the 6 Chaos Wills. Yang Su, Lin Qing, and the rest were stunned for a long time. A peak rank 13 Chaos mandate had appeared in the divine world, but the opponent was Lu Yiping's subordinate. This Lu Yiping's mandate can't be a peak rank 13 Chaos mandate as well, right? Lin Qing stuttered. Yang Su's heart skipped a beat, and his breathing quickened. If Lu Yiping's mandate was also a peak rank 13 Chaos mandate, then wouldn't this master and servant have 2 peak rank 13 Chaos mandates? The news that Lu Yiping had destroyed the Jade Water Palace and the dragon-horned Golden Bull's 6 Chaos Wills quickly spread. The Overgod Sea was naturally shaken. After Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao destroyed the Jade Water Palace, they didn't destroy the palace itself. Instead, they expanded and strengthened the Jade Water Palace's grand formation. At the same time, they set up a myriad things divine gathering formation to gather primordial spiritual energy. Afterward, Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao stayed in the Jade Water Palace and had Sang Song, Tian Shou, Chang Liang, and the rest moved their caves to the Jade Water Island for them to cultivate. The Jade Water Island was undoubtedly many times better than the Spirit Turtle Island. Nightfall. In the dead of night, Lu Yiping stood in the air above the Jade Water Palace, gazing at the night sky. The night sky was deep and twinkling with stars. The sea around Blue Water Island was illuminated by the starlight, tranquil and dreamy. From Xiao Tao's memory fragments, Lu Yiping learned that the person who connected the Jade Water Palace and the Yinyang Bora race was a person called Tian Hong. Tian Hong was a sovereign of fire, wind, and water. However, Xiao Tao was not very clear about Tian Hong's identity. Every time Tian Hong came to see him, his entire body was enveloped in demonic light, and his appearance could not be seen clearly. Xiao Tao only knew that Tian Hong came from the Fan Yu continent. The Brahma Moon continent was vast and boundless. The main god ocean was equivalent to hundreds of blood devil continents, but the Brahma moon continent was many times bigger than the main god ocean. The headquarters of the Thousand Souls divine sect was located in the Brahma moon continent. The Brahma moon continent was huge. Finding a person was like finding a needle in a haystack. Therefore, Lu Yiping decided to stay on Jadewater Island and wait for Tian Hong. Tian Hong would come to the Jadewater Palace every few days. In the following days, Lu Yiping spent almost every day in the Jadewater Palace comprehending the Jade Disc of Fortune and cultivating the immortal skywood art and longevity art. While Lu Yiping was comprehending the Jade Disc of Fortune, experts from all over the main god ocean came to visit. They just wanted to get to know Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao. Lu Yiping did not meet the experts who came to visit. He only let Sang Song deal with them. On this day, Lu Yiping came to the Jadewater Palace's treasury. Zhao Tao had obtained the lightning mirror umbrella from a lightning sea 1,000,000 years ago. At the time, Zhao Tao had also obtained a piece of lightning jade. Zhao Tao could not find anything from it, so he had kept it in the Jadewater Palace's treasury. The lightning mirror umbrella was a divine artifact of the ancient heavenly court. Therefore, that piece of lightning jade might have recorded some information about the ancient heavenly court. The Jadewater Palace was one of the 3 major forces in the Southern Sea. Naturally, its treasury was rich. However, Lu Yiping did not care about the treasures, chaos spirit stones, and other materials in the treasury. He walked straight to the piece of lightning jade. The lightning jade was several zhang tall and several meters wide. Its surface was smooth, and there were no runes on it. However, there were traces of lightning qi inside the jade. It was as if there was a world of lightning inside the jade. Lu Yiping looked at the lightning jade in front of him. He activated his eye of lightning punishment and directly penetrated the restrictions on the surface of the lightning jade. He arrived at the world of lightning inside the jade. The world of lightning inside the jade was huge. Lightning flashed everywhere, and Huang Xiaolong could not see the end of it. Lu Yiping's eye of lightning punishment pierced through the layers of lightning and reached the deepest part of the world of lightning. Lightning dragons swam in the deepest part of the world of lightning. These lightning dragons were formed from various kinds of lightning runes. After Lu Yiping's deduction, these lightning dragons combined and arranged themselves, forming a series of lightning runes. Half an hour later, Lu Yiping retrieved the eye of lightning punishment. 7 Treasures Island. Lu Yiping read aloud. The lightning runes recorded on this piece of lightning jade were left behind by the strongest leader of the ancient heavenly court's lightning division. However, there were 2 pieces of lightning jade, and this was only one of them. In the past, this piece of lightning jade was found by Zhao Tao in a certain lightning sea on the 7 Treasures Island. Lu Yiping speculated that there should be another piece of lightning jade on the 7 Treasures Island. The lightning jade mentioned Jianshu and the Buzhou Mountain. Therefore, Lu Yiping wanted to make a trip to the 7 Treasures Island. Lu Yiping refined the lightning jade and stored it in the universe cauldron. The next day, he left the Jadewater Palace with Taurus Longjiao. The 7 Treasures Island was the number 1 island in the main Spirit Sea. On the 7 Treasures Island was the number 1 force in the main Spirit Sea, the 7 Treasures Divine Sect. By the time Lu Yiping and Zhao Tao arrived at the 7 Treasures Island, it was already late at night. Although it was late at night, the 7 Treasures Island was still bustling with activity. People came and went, carriages shuttled through, and flying ships came and went. The Lightning Sea was the inner sea of the 7 Treasures Island, located to the south of the island. As they approached the Lightning Sea, the number of people they encountered gradually decreased. Lightning storms frequently occurred in the Lightning Sea, and the lightning beasts in the Lightning Sea multiplied. Therefore, very few experts entered the Lightning Sea. However, they would occasionally run into some over-god experts who went there to train. I heard that several hundred disciples of the 7 Treasures Divine Sect died. The Seven Treasures Divine sect has been searching for the culprit, but the culprit escaped into the lightning sea. What? There was such a thing. Who is the culprit? The culprit is wearing a black robe and a ghost mask. He's about 180 centimeters tall. It's very likely that he's an expert from the Purple Extreme Demon tribe. However, the Seven Treasures Divine sect can't be 100% sure. In the distance, several experts who came out of the lightning sea discussed. Purple Extreme Demon tribe. Hearing this, Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao approached the experts in front of them and asked them about the culprit. After asking around, Lu Yiping and Xiao Tao entered the lightning sea. Although they couldn't confirm that the culprit was an expert from the Purple Extreme Demon tribe, Lu Yiping still used the Eye of Lightning punishment and spiritual force to search for the culprit. If this person was really an expert from the Purple Extreme Demon tribe, then it was extremely important to him. In the lower realm, the Purple Extreme Demon tribe searched for building tree blocks for the Yinyang Borer race. In the upper realm, the Purple Extreme Demon tribe would probably also search for building tree blocks for the Yinyang Borer race. Perhaps, the Purple Extreme Demon tribe's nest also had a large number of building tree blocks. Chapter 363. However, to Lu Yiping's disappointment, they failed to find the Purple Extreme Demon clan's culprit after a day had passed. In the end, Lu Yiping arrived at the place where Xiao Tao had found the lightning jades. In front of them was a tall mountain peak. The entire mountain peak was filled with surging lightning. Lu Yiping and Xiao Tao discovered that the entire mountain peak was made of lightning crystal iron ore. Lightning crystal iron ore was a type of lightning attribute ore that was extremely hard and heavy. This lightning crystal iron mountain peak seemed to have fallen from the sky and pierced deep into the lightning sea. Moreover, there were shocking restrictions on its surface. Lightning firmament formation. Taurus Longjiao said as he looked at the flickering lightning on the mountain peak. The lightning firmament formation could devour the world's lightning qi and was passed down from ancient times. As Lu Yiping had already refined the first thunder jade, he quickly sensed the location of the other thunder jade when he arrived near the mountain peak. The first lightning jade was found by Xiao Tao at the outermost area at the foot of the mountain peak, but through his senses, he found that the other lightning jade was halfway up the mountain, at the core of the lightning firmament formation. Just as Lu Yiping and Xiao Tao were about to reach the middle of the mountain peak, sounds of whistling wind could be heard in the distance as a large group of experts flew in their direction. There were both men and women in this large group of experts, all of them were from the Seven Treasures Divine sect. Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao ignored them and headed straight for the middle of the mountain peak. One of the Seven Treasures Divine sect's experts shouted, "Hey, did you see a 180-meter-tall young man wearing a black robe running over here?" Clearly, this group of Seven Treasures Divine sect's experts had chased the culprit all the way here. However, this Seven Treasures Divine sect's expert spoke with a condescending tone that made others feel extremely uncomfortable. Taurus Longjiao turned around and chuckled, "I didn't see a young man wearing a black robe, but I did see 70 little bastards wearing green robes." The Seven Treasures Divine sect's experts all wore green robes. The Seven Treasures Divine sect's experts could tell that Taurus Longjiao was mocking them, calling them little bastards. Reckless fool. The Seven Treasures Divine sect expert was stunned for a moment before becoming furious. A large halberd appeared in his hand as he suddenly stabbed towards Taurus Longjiao. The power of wind roared. This person was a sovereign of wind, and he had unleashed all 32 types of wind-type energy right off the bat. The halberd emitted a cold light that resembled starlight. Taurus Longjiao didn't even look at the incoming halberd and directly slapped out. The Seven Treasures Divine sect expert was slapped to the point where he was spinning like a top. He actually kept spinning non-stop, creating terrifying wind blades. As for the halberd, it shot backward and entered a mountain, causing it to collapse. Lord Chen Kai. The experts of the Seven Treasures Divine sect were shocked. An expert from the Seven Jewels Divine sect wanted to save this expert. However, before he could get close, he was blown away by the spinning wind blades. His divine armor was cut open, leaving scars all over his body. Zhongzhong of the Seven Treasures Divine Sect was even more shocked. The second expert from the Seven Treasures Divine Sect was one of the ancestors of the Seven Treasures Divine Sect. He possessed 56 types of metal-type energy, but he couldn't even get close before being blown away by the wind blades. From this, one could see how powerful the wind blades were. Who are you? A Seven Treasures Divine Sect expert looked at Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao in bewilderment, saying, "We are from the Seven Treasures Divine Sect. Junior brother Chen Kai acted rashly and I apologize to you on his behalf. I hope that you won't hold a grudge against this lowly person and let him go." Taurus Longjiao sneered, "Let him go." His halberd attack just now contained 32 types of wind-type energy. If I were an ordinary sovereign of Heaven's mandate, I would have been killed by him long ago. Another expert from the Seven Treasures Divine Sect couldn't help but ask, "What do you mean?" Taurus Longjiao looked at the Seven Treasures Divine Sect expert who was still spinning and sneered, "He will stop in a month's time." With that, he and Lu Yiping continued flying towards the mountainside. Of course, in a month's time, his divine veins, totems, and Heaven's mandate will all be shattered. In the end, even his divine soul will be shattered. Zhongzhong of the Seven Treasures Divine Sect was shocked and furious. If his divine veins, totems, and Heaven's mandate were all shattered, he would become a cripple. If his divine soul was shattered, he would die without a doubt. Not only did this golden retriever want to kill their Seven Treasures Divine Sect's ancestor, Chen Kai, he also wanted to cripple him before he died. However, looking at Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao leaving, the Seven Treasures Divine Sect experts didn't dare to stop them. Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao passed through the thunder firmament array and entered the mountain. Their figures disappeared into the lightning on the mountain. "Quick, report to Lord Zhengqing." Zhengqing was the strongest expert from the Seven Treasures Divine Sect who came to the Violent Sea. He was a dual-element overgod of water and fire. He had comprehended 61 types of water element energy and 73 types of fire element energy. Somewhere in the Violent Sea, Zhengqing was leading another group of Seven Treasures Divine Sect experts to search for the culprit. While they were searching with their divine souls, they received a distress signal from Chen Kai's group. When Zhengqing saw the distress signal, he couldn't help but be surprised. "The Golden Retriever's muscular man. What's wrong?" Zhang Yun, who was standing beside Zhengqing, asked. Zhengqing handed the signal to Zhang Yun. Zhang Yun's face sank when he saw it. 1 month later, he shattered junior brother Chen Kai's divine veins, totems, and Heaven's mandate. Finally, he shattered his divine soul. His eyes were filled with killing intent. "This person is courting death." Zhengqing said, "Even junior brother Lu, who has 56 types of metal element energy, couldn't break that wind blade. This person's strength is definitely not simple. I'm afraid he's even stronger than the culprit. We can't be careless." Zhang Yun frowned. "Then what do we do now?" "Go save Chen Kai first. Stop searching for the culprit. Let the other teams continue searching for the culprit." Zhengqing pondered for a moment, then added, "We'll go take a look at Chen Kai." Thus, Zhengqing and Zhang Yun led the Seven Treasures Divine Sect's disciples in the direction of Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao. An hour later, Zhengqing, Zhang Yun, and the others arrived and saw Chen Kai still spinning on the spot. Zhengqing and Zhang Yun exchanged a glance as they watched Chen Kai's spinning body surrounded by wind blades. Both of them saw the shock in each other's eyes. Zhengqing and Zhang Yun stepped forward, stopping in front of Chen Kai. Zhang Yun's energy surged as the power of Earth Law gathered around his body, forming waves of earth. Then, he walked towards Chen Kai. However, the moment he got close to the wind blades, the waves of earth around him were sliced apart, and the terrifying wind blades rushed towards him. Zhang Yun dodged in a panic, retreating again and again. By the time he had retreated to a safe distance and barely dodged the wind blades, he felt a chill on the top of his head. Strands of hair fell to the ground as a large chunk of his head was sliced off. Zheng Qing's face turned solemn. Although Zhang Yun was only an earth element over god, he had comprehended 87 types of earth element energy. Yet, even Zhang Yun couldn't break through the wind blades. The power of the wind blades exceeded Zheng Qing's expectations. Chapter 364. This wind blade contains 90 types of wind element force. One of the 7 treasures divine sex experts guessed. Zheng Qing shook his head. I'm afraid it's more than that. More than that. Everyone was bewildered hearing this. Although the 7 treasures divine sect was the #1 sect in the main spirit sea realm, there weren't many ancestors who possessed more than 90 types of wind element force. Which direction did they go? Zheng Qing asked, pointing at Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao. Lord Zheng Qing, they entered that mountain peak. One of the 7 treasures divine sex experts quickly reported. Zheng Qing and Zhang Yun looked at the thunder crystal iron mountain in front of them. This mountain peak is made of purple water lightning iron? Zhang Yun asked doubtfully. Zheng Qing also looked at the mountain peak in front of him with doubt. This mountain peak seemed to be made of purple water lightning iron, but it also didn't seem to be. He flew towards the mountain peak, trying to get close to it. Suddenly, the lightning energy on the mountain peak turned violent, turning into a sea of lightning, striking at him. Zheng Qing was startled, the long sword in his hand slashed out. Lightning flashed. Zheng Qing staggered back from the impact. His palm hurt, and the long sword in his hand almost flew out. Zheng Qing only managed to stop after retreating several hundred meters. The 7 treasures divine sex experts were shocked. This is the firmament lightning formation. Zhang Yun's face tightened. Firmament lightning formation? Could it be the firmament lightning formation from the primordial era? Another ancestor exclaimed. But we clearly saw that when those 2 people entered the mountain peak, they were not attacked by the firmament lightning formation. One of the 7 treasures divine sex experts said. What did you say? When they entered the mountain peak, the firmament lightning formation did not attack them? Zheng Qing was stunned. Yes. The 7 treasures divine sex expert nodded, then recounted the scene of Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao entering the mountain peak. Zheng Qing, Zhang Yun, and the rest were baffled. They could see that the firmament lightning formation was one with the mountain peak. As long as they approached the mountain peak, they would be attacked by the formation. But why didn't it attack Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao? Lord Zheng Qing, what do we do now? Zhang Yun asked Zheng Qing. A 7 treasures divine sect expert suddenly said, the blue-robed young man, he can't be Lu Yiping, right? Everyone's expression changed. Including Zheng Qing. Lu Yiping. Zheng Qing stuttered. Ever since Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao had destroyed the Jade Water Palace, Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao had basically become a taboo for the various major powers in the Overgod Sea. Even a sect as strong as the 7 treasures divine sect did not dare to disregard Lu Yiping and Lu Xian. At this moment, a light flashed on the mountain peak, and 2 figures, one blue and one gold, walked out. Upon seeing Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao, Zheng Qing, Zhang Yun, and the others instinctively retreated. Zheng Qing suppressed the shock in his heart and stepped forward with cupped fists. He respectfully asked Lu Yiping, may I ask if you are Lord Lu? Taurus Longjiao looked at the restless Zheng Qing and the others and said, what? Do you want revenge? Cold sweat broke out on Zheng Qing's forehead as he waved his hand repeatedly, Lord misunderstands. Chen Kai and the others didn't know Lord's identity and offended Lord. They deserved to die, we had no intention of offending Lord. Lu Yiping suddenly asked, have you caught the murderer? Zheng Qing was stunned, he did not expect Lu Yiping to suddenly ask about the murderer. Not yet. Zheng Qing answered cautiously, guessing Lu Yiping's intention for asking about the murderer. I heard that the murderer might be an expert from the Purple Extreme Devil race. Lu Yiping asked. Purple Extreme Devil race? Seng Qing finally understood that Lu Yiping wanted to know more about the Purple Extreme Devil race. It should be the Purple Extreme Devil race, but we can't be sure. Seng Qing answered respectfully. Are you familiar with the Purple Extreme Devil race? Lu Yiping asked about the Purple Extreme Devil race. Seng Qing shook his head. A million years ago, the Purple Extreme Devil race suddenly went into hiding, leaving no traces behind. Suddenly, he added, maybe, Old Monster Black Wind knows something about the Purple Extreme Devil race. Old Monster Black Wind? Lu Yiping was confused. Yes. Seng Qing quickly explained, I heard that Old Monster Black Wind's master is one of the Purple Extreme Devil race's ancestors. Seng Qing then told Lu Yiping about Old Monster Black Wind, telling Lu Yiping everything he knew in detail. A short while later, Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao stepped into the air and left. Before leaving, Lu Yiping uprooted the entire lightning crystal mountain and put it away. Seng Qing, Zhang Yun, and the rest watched as Lu Yiping and Old Monster Black Wind left. Seng Qing looked at Chen Kai, who was still spinning. He hesitated for a moment, then took out his communication talisman and reported to the Seven Treasures Divine Sect Chief. After Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao left, they did not leave the Lightning Sea. Instead, they continued to search for the Seven Treasures Divine Sect's murderer. The next day, in a lightning valley, Lu Yiping finally found the culprit. However, to Lu Yiping's disappointment, the culprit only cultivated a devil race cultivation method similar to the Purple Extreme Devil races, but not the Purple Extreme Devil races. Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao then returned to the Jade Water Palace. On the way, Lu Yiping refined the second lightning jade he found, and the lightning rune was finally complete. In this complete lightning rune, other than the records related to Jian Shu and Mount Buzhou, it also recorded the Purple Firmament Lightning Grand Extinguishing Formation and many lightning element formations from the primordial era. There were also the cultivation experiences of the primordial Heavenly Court's Thunder Division's strongest leader. These cultivation experiences were not bad, but they were of no use to Lu Yiping. However, although there were records related to Jian Shu and Mount Buzhou in the lightning rune, they were only fragmentary words. Therefore, Lu Yiping could not deduce the exact location of Jian Shu and Mount Buzhou's main body. Even so, Lu Yiping learned from this lightning rune that the primordial Heavenly Court's destruction was related to the Inbora race. However, other than the Inbora race, there was also the primordial Tongbi Divine Ape race. The Tongbi Divine Ape race. Lu Yiping muttered. The Tongbi Divine Ape race was the strongest demonic beast race in the primordial era. They possessed boundless strength and astonishing defense. Subsequently, Lu Yiping contacted the True Dragon Chamber of Commerce's Battle Tower Branch's President Long Tianxi, asking him to inquire about Old Monster Black Wind's whereabouts. A month later, Long Tianxi replied to Lu Yiping that he had found Old Monster Black Wind's whereabouts. Fanhua Continent, Rong Family. The True Dragon Chamber of Commerce had found out that Old Monster Black Wind was currently hiding in the Rong family. The Rong family, like the Sui family, was one of the few super families in the Fanhua continent. Since they knew that Old Monster Black Wind was hiding in the Rong family, Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao left the Jade Water Palace and headed to the Fanhua continent. The two traveled without stopping. After crossing the Master God's Sea and dozens of continents, they finally arrived at the Fanhua continent's Rongzhi city. Rongzhi city, the Rong family's main residence. It was already noon when Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao arrived. When Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao explained their purpose of visit to the Rong family's guards, the guards looked at Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao in confusion. You're looking for Captain Bai. Old Monster Black Wind was hiding in the Rong family. His alias was Bai Fei, and he was now a captain of the Rong family's guards. Chapter 365. Lu Yiping didn't bother to ask anymore. His eyes flashed as he controlled the guard's mind. Soon, he found out where Black-Winged Old Monster Bai Fei was. Red Moon Forest. From the guard, he learned that Black-Winged Old Monster Bai Fei had gone to Red Moon Forest with Rong Ping yesterday to hunt beasts. Immediately, Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao went to Red Moon Forest. Red Moon Forest was the largest forest in the Fanhua continent. Demonic beasts thrived there, and it was a good place for many disciples to hunt beasts. Rong Ping often went there to hunt beasts. Occasionally, she would invite some friends to hunt beasts together. This time, she invited Sui Zihan from the Sui family. Sui Zihan had a high status in the Sui family. He was Sui Taiyi's nephew and also one of the most talented disciples in the Sui family. Somewhere in the Red Moon Forest, Sui Zihan suddenly struck out with his palm and sent a tiger-shaped beast flying. When the tiger-shaped beast landed on the ground, it was already a charred corpse. Rong Ping clapped and smiled. "Brother Zihan, you must have cultivated your fire element to perfection, right?" No matter which element, comprehending 99 types of power was considered perfection. Sui Zihan smiled. "A few years ago, I was lucky enough to be taught by Uncle Taiyi and cultivated my fire element to perfection." When Rong Ping heard Sui Taiyi, her face was full of admiration. "Lord Taiyi must have cultivated 10 elements to perfection, right?" Sui Zihan smiled. "I'm not sure. Uncle Taiyi hasn't fought in a long time. However, my father said that Uncle Taiyi should have cultivated water, wood, wind, fire, earth, metal, lightning, poison, darkness, and light to perfection. Now, he has comprehended the time element." Rong Ping said, "In the current God realm, in terms of talent, I'm afraid only Wen Yufeng can be compared to Lord Taiyi. With Lord Taiyi's talent, he can probably cultivate all 13 laws to perfection and enter the realm of perfection. If one cultivated all 13 elements to 99 types of power, they would be called perfection. However, from the immemorial era until now, there were less than 10 overgods who could cultivate to perfection in 100 million years. How many geniuses were born in a continent in 100 million years? How many monstrous geniuses were born in the god realm? However, there were no more than 10 people who had managed to cultivate all 13 laws to 99 powers. This showed just how difficult it was to cultivate all 10 laws to 99 powers. Not to mention the fact that all 13 elements had been cultivated to the 99th level. Even those who had cultivated the first 10 elements to the 99th level could be counted on one's fingers. Sui Zihan smiled and said, "Uncle will definitely be able to cultivate 13 elements to perfection." When one was at the Master God realm, the higher one's cultivation of the laws, the more one would have. The moment one stepped into the God Emperor realm, the number of avatars one could condense would increase, and each avatar would be stronger. Rong Ping and Sui Zihan hunted a few more demonic beasts before they stopped and rested on the flat ground at the foot of the mountain. While the two of them were resting, they suddenly saw 2 figures, one blue and one gold, walking over from the ground in the distance. The two of them didn't walk quickly, but in the blink of an eye, they arrived in front of Rong Ping, Sui Zihan, and the others. Rong Ping and Sui Zihan were stunned. Although they didn't know why these 2 people were looking for them, they could tell that they were here for them. The Rong family and Sui family's guards immediately stepped forward, blocking Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao's path. "Who are you? What business do you have with us?" Sui Zihan stood up, staring fixedly at Lu Yiping and Sui Zihan. Lu Yiping didn't answer. His gaze fell on one of the guards beside Rong Ping, asking, "You're Bai Fei?" No one expected Lu Yiping to be looking for the captain of Rong Ping's guards. Bai Fei looked at Lu Yiping in confusion. "I am Bai Fei, who are you? What business do you have with me? You're old monster Black-Winged, right?" Taurus Longjiao grinned, alias Bai Fei, hiding in the Rong family as the captain of the guards. "You've concealed yourself well, at least the Rong family didn't discover your identity." Bai Fei's face sank. "You're mistaken, I'm not the old monster Black Wind you're talking about. I'm just someone the Rong family rescued from the roadside to repay their kindness. Rong Ping looked at Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao, barking, I don't care who you are, or what grudges you have with Bai Fei in the past, Bai Fei is now my Rong family's captain of guards. You can leave now. If you don't blame us for being rude. However, just as her words fell, Taurus Longjiao reached out his hand, grabbing Bai Fei. Rong Ping's face sank at this. Seeing Taurus Longjiao make a move, the Rong family's guards also made a move. These guards weren't weak. Although they were all over gods of one law, they had comprehended more than 70 kinds of laws. Their strength wasn't below dragon pagodas. 30 people made a move at the same time, their power of laws surging. Taurus Longjiao ignored these Rong family guards and continued to grab Bai Fei. Bai Fei's face turned cold as he slashed out with the saber in his hand. The power of wind whistled, and within the power of wind, the power of darkness surged. This Bai Fei was a wind over god and a darkness over god. This was where the name Old Monster Black Wind came from. Moreover, he had cultivated to 90 kinds of laws in both laws. He was close to perfection in both laws. Taurus Longjiao looked at Bai Fei's incoming saber and casually flicked it. The power of wind and darkness in the saber exploded, and the saber shattered into countless pieces. Bai Fei was caught by Taurus Longjiao. The attacks of the 30 over-god guards landed on Taurus Longjiao at the same time. A loud boom rang out. Taurus Longjiao's body was covered in lightning, but he didn't move an inch. The 30 over-god guards were sent flying by a powerful force, smashing into the mountain behind. What? Rong Yiping, Sui Zihan, and the Sui family guards were shocked and they saw the group of Rong family guards being sent flying. Taurus Longjiao grabbed Bai Fei and brought him in front of him. Bai Fei looked at Taurus Longjiao with fear in his eyes. Let's go. Lu Yiping said and was about to leave with Taurus Longjiao. However, just as Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao were about to leave, a figure flashed and blocked their path. It was Sui Zihan of the Sui family. Sui Zihan looked at Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao. It's not appropriate for the two of you to take him away like this. I am Sui Zihan of the Sui family, and Sui Tai is my uncle. However, before he could finish, Lu Yiping flicked his finger and sent him flying. Looking at Sui Zihan, who had fallen to the end of the flat ground, Rong Ping and the Sui family's experts were stunned. When they came back to their senses, the Sui family's guards were enraged. They rushed up and attacked Lu Yiping. Taurus Longjiao saw this and casually punched out. All of a sudden, the Sui family's guards suffered a heavy blow, and all of them were sent flying like broken leaves, vomiting blood. Chapter 366. Taurus Longjiao looked at Rong Ping. Rong Ping stood there alone, her face pale. However, Lu Yiping and Bai Fei did not attack again. They left with Black Wind and Bai Fei. Long after Lu Yiping and Bai Fei left, Sui Zihan crawled up from the ground. He wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, shocked, angry, and furious. Courting death. These two pieces of trash are courting death. He hissed. His voice was low, and his eyes were filled with murderous intent. As Sui Tai's nephew and one of the most talented disciples of the Sui family, he was highly valued by the ancestors of the Sui family. With the Sui family's status in the Brahma Moon continent, he had never suffered such humiliation. Young Lord Zihan, are you all right? A group of Sui family guards came from afar. They came to Sui Zihan and asked in a trembling voice. Rong Ping also came over and asked about Sui Zihan's injuries. Sui Zihan said to Rong Ping, "Don't worry, little sister Ping. These two won't be able to escape. I will report this to my father and have the Sui family seal off the Red Moon Forest and the surrounding mountains." He took out a communication talisman and crushed it to report to his father. After Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao left with Bai Fei, they asked Bai Fei about the purple extreme demon race. However, Bai Fei was not a direct disciple of the purple extreme demon race, so he did not know much about them. Zi Mingji. Lu Yiping muttered. He learned from Bai Fei that his master was called Zi Mingji. However, he was not an ancestor of the purple extreme demon race. He was just one of the people in charge of the purple extreme demon race in the Brahma moon continent. He was an overgod who comprehended the 5 laws of darkness, lightning, wind, water, and earth. However, Bai Fei did not know where Zi Mingji was hiding. Usually, Zi Mingji would take the initiative to contact him. He was hiding in the Rong family under Zi Mingji's orders. Night fell. Red Moon Forest. A red moon hung in the deep night sky above the forest. This red moon was strange, mysterious, and eerie. Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao sat around the bonfire, drinking Myriad Worlds wine. Since Zi Mingji had taken the initiative to contact Bai Fei, Lu Yiping did not kill him. Instead, he let him go and only left a mark on his soul. As long as Zi Mingji contacted Bai Fei, Lu Longjiao, he would know about it. Lu Yiping took out Mount Buzhou and saw the 7-colored spirit chi rolling around the 7-colored gourd. Hat's gourd, S red gourd was, SSS had longs, red gourd was scored, was SS without the spring of life. The rainbow gourd's roots grew slowly over the past few thousand years. The fountain of life. Lu Yiping frowned. Divines gods. The God, if, the of the God, ofs of life of God. Unfortunately, Longjiao's spring of lives was too rare. Even the Thousand Souls Divine Sect and Heaven Maze Divine Sect only had a few drops. A few drops of Longjiao's spring of lives was of no use. From the 2 lightning jades lightning runes, Huang Xiaolong knew that the Heavenly Court's Heavenly Emperor had Longjiao's spring of life. The Heavenly Emperor's spring of life was stored in one of his chaos spiritual treasures, the world cleansing bottles. As long as he could find the world-cleansing bottles, he would be able to find the Heavenly Emperor's spring of life. However, the world-cleansing bottles had disappeared along with the Heavenly Court's destruction. Where could he find them? Retrieving Buzhou Mountain, Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao sat cross-legged under the Tree of Creation and started cultivating. The Tree of Creation's profound yellow qi roiled like the sea, pouring into Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao's bodies. However, the Tree of Creation's chaos chi had yet to be converted into profound yellow chi. These chaos chi and profound yellow chi were mixed together. Therefore, when Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao absorbed the profound yellow chi, it was unavoidable. The night passed. Lu Yiping stopped cultivating. Lu Yiping looked at the primal chaos chi within the Xianhuang chi. This primal chaos chi wasn't of much use to him, but devouring it would affect his cultivation of the longevity art and immortal skywood art. Therefore, he had to find more pieces of the builder tree as soon as possible so that the builder tree could grow to 300,000 meters. At that time, the remaining chaotic chi would all be converted into Xianhuang chi. That way, he would not have to worry about devouring the chaotic chi. I wonder how far the tree will grow before it bears fruit. Taurus Longjiao sighed as he looked at the towering tree in front of him. The Jianshu had now grown to 210,000 meters, but there was still no sign of it bearing fruit. Lu Yiping was one with Jianshu, so he knew about Jianshu's growth. He said, about 400,000 meters. What? It has to grow to 400,000 meters to bear fruit? The dragon horn golden bull was shocked. Lu Yiping nodded. The builder tree was the #1 divine tree in the myriad worlds. Once it bore fruit, its fruit would be earth-shattering. Lu Yiping was also looking forward to the day when the builder tree bore fruit. After putting away the builder tree, Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao stood up and planned to head to the True Dragon Chamber of Commerce's Burning Moon Continent branch. Although he had already asked Long Tianxi to help him find the Builder Tree and Buzhou Mountain Stone, Long Tianxi was only the president of a small Fighting K City branch. He didn't have enough power and status. Therefore, he planned to go to the True Dragon Chamber of Commerce's Burning Moon Continent branch. The Burning Moon Continent was the main continent of the God World's upper world. It was the most important continent among the tens of thousands of continents and countless seas. The president of the Burning Moon Continent branch led all of Long Tianxi's branches. If he went to the Burning Moon Continent branch, the True Dragon Chamber of Commerce would place more importance on his request. Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao left the Red Moon Forest and headed toward Red Moon City. The True Dragon Chamber of Commerce's Burning Moon Continent branch was in Red Moon City. Red Moon City was very big and prosperous. Not only did the True Dragon Chamber of Commerce's Burning Moon Continent branch in Red Moon City, but many other chambers of commerce's branches in the Burning Moon Continent were also in Red Moon City. When Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao appeared in Red Moon City, Sui Zihan received a report. Red Moon City. Sui Zihan smiled indifferent, then led a group of experts from the Sui family to Red Moon City. After he told his father about the Red Moon Forest yesterday, his father Sui Juanru had sent a large group of Yi family experts over. Among these experts, the weakest was a 3-element overgod. There were even 4-element overgods and 5-element overgods. After Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao entered the city, they went straight to the True Dragon Chamber of Commerce. When they arrived, they didn't waste any time and went to the front desk to state their purpose. After Lu Yiping displayed his shocking wealth, the person in charge immediately reported it to their president. Soon, the president of the Burning Moon Continent, Xia Yun, came out and invited Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao into the inner hall. Not long after Xia Yun invited Lu Yiping and Taurus Longjiao into the inner hall, Sui Zihan led several hundred experts from the Sui family into the True Dragon Chamber of Commerce. You're tuning in to the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.